Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Friday before we see old St. Nick, these boys is fixing to get down and dirty here in Darlington, South Carolina for the Pultz Poppers. 200 for the last race in the past 14 for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series for Season 9. Who will lock themselves in? And who's going to go home with a lump of coal? We'll find out here in just a couple of hours. You see it all live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. The Australia, Dean Hopton Biggles in the house as well. Already went through qualifying, the practice, and now we have a grid to show you. Holden McGill will start on the pole this evening, run a 28.732 to his outside. Jordan, Dean, I might get them mixed up. I'm going to stick with Jurassic. We'll just keep going with Jurassic at this point because, hell, it's worked all season. But Jordan Jurassic will start second on the outside of row number 1. Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, and Jeff Mert will start third and fourth, respectively. Devin Painter, 5th and 6th. Chris Blanchard will start in the 6th spot. That's what I meant to say. Matthew David Wood, MDW, he locked himself in this past week at the Chicago Street Course. He ain't got nothing to worry about, but he will start in that 7th spot. Stephen Thomas will start in 8th. Justin White, 9th, and the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, will start in 10th. Matt Cherry, Isaac Bevan, Keith Bradley, the attaboy out there. Tristan Bruce, he's locked in from Richmond. He'll start 14th. Matthew Montgomery, 15th. Adam Newton, Joshua Sush, Joshua Rodriguez, Brian Chew, Brandon Broadfoot, the top 20. Then you got Ed Osborne, Brandon Schumann, Shane Trotter, Dane Hagan, Dustin Scruggs, Keith Hades, Stephen Gregory, Kyle Hess, Raul Meza, TJ Moore, and Cody Nod, I believe, is race directing. Actually, no, Cody Nod, he threw me a curveball. He's actually going to be racing out here tonight. Dean, we're coming to 1 to go, baby. Darlington. This is going to be a good one.
It certainly will there. Welcome, everybody, because it's the final race so far of the regular season here for the Concerns of Police Survivors. But we will have an Atlanta Christmas, of course, coming up on the Monday. And then everybody can take a break. And we'll be back for more action in the new year. And if you are tuning in, hello and welcome. And hope you're enjoying your Friday evening in the United States, Saturday in the UK and Australia.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens right here, folks. As I mentioned a while ago, Tristan Bruce won at Richmond with all the chaos and we'll basically call it beef. Obviously, Dean, we remember how beefy it was out there at Richmond. And then obviously MDW won last week. Both of those drivers locked in. Check out your stages right here. Stage 1, we're going to get a caution at lap 25, pay out some stage points, playoff points. Stage 2 is going to stay green to 95. We'll go all the way to 150. 5 sets of tires, 75% fuel capacity, 3 green, white triggered attempts, and yes, sir, at night, here on a beautiful Friday night, Darlington Raceway, Pultz Poppers 200, Flash Race, Fast 14. We are green here at Darlington and diving it off into turn number 1. Holding McGill, Jurassic back there. Everybody trying to get him some. Merck back there with Pater. They worked their way off turn 2 for the first time, Dean.
Whoa, that's Merck into the fence. That is Merck into the fence already. I don't think it's going to bring out a caution just yet there, Jacob, but, well, there's beef already in lap 1.
Yeah, I believe there may be a little bit of beef, probably some bad contact, bump, or bad move, however you want to look at it. Right now, up front, I believe that is Holden McGill trying to check out,
Caution.
trying to get going. Now caution does fly. May have had a little bit to do with the Jeff Mert kind of deal back there on the backstretch. Don't really see anything else crazy out there. So it may have had something to do with this whole Jeff Mert deal. And bad part about it is we see Joshua Suss. So Suss might have actually got involved in this as well. But the whole Mert deal, Chris Blanchard actually kind of went up there and got up on his tailgate, Dean, and he kind of spun him around. So if we can, let's kind of see what happened right here on this whole lap right here, pretty much, and kind of see maybe what happened to Merck and Joshua Suss, kind of see what happened to all these guys right here at the start of this race.
We're going to go back to Jeff Merck here. This is after, wasn't it? Oh, no. That's Murph spinning again, I think, there, Jacob. So, yeah, we'll go back again. So, this is the first yellow flag. That's right. We have 2 cautions flags. This is what it's called here. We'll see after the green, actually, because it was pretty early. There we go. We'll get an idea of it. Let's keep an eye on Mac then.
Yeah, we may have to bump it up 1 lap right there because they're already coming down the front straightaway. So, Dean, if we can bump it up 1 lap right here, possibly, we'll get an idea, kind of see what happened right there. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm sure nobody's really going to be going down and getting any. Yeah, I tell you what. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Hit the fast forward button. It'll make it up there. But, folks, if you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Tickle Santa Claus. You see him down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Make sure that you're on the nice list, not the naughty list. If you are on the naughty list, then well, we'll save it for the door banging down low. But here we go. Got it right here coming off turn 4. McGill on the inside. Jurassic. Keep an eye on Merck. Outside lane. Tiny Horse on the inside. Watch Blanchard right here in the 9. Blanchard jumps down on that inside lane. He's going to try to get a run. And I think he really wanted Merck to just jump down and slide in. And the bad part is that Merck kind of had to check up because Jurassic was up in the wall. And then, bam, there goes Blanchard straight into his tailgate. But watch right here. This is not what brings out the caution right here, Dean. Keep watching right here when they go through 3 and 4. This is kind of controversial because, you know, he had help with the Blanchard deal, and then all of a sudden he just spins out on his own right here, and this is what brings the caution out. So, you know, I don't want to call anybody out or anything like that, but, I mean, it's possible that it may have been intentional right there for him to spin out and try to get a caution. I doubt it, but you always got to be thinking that way, at least when you see stuff like that.
Well, that's very, very true. Yeah, it's always a possibility. Of course, Race Control will look at that as well, which will be TJ Moore, lovely to do his work here, contributing this evening. We are about 1 to go now, I believe, there, Jacob. So thankfully the pace car had been extended just enough for that so we can get have a look at that replay. And we had to go back and have a few little snazzies. And I'm not quite sure what Joshua Suss did go down to the pit road. He is out, I believe, of the race currently at the moment. Cole Haas has come back down. Well, actually come down for the first time here. So did Shane Trotter. They've jumped up to the rest of the field. He's jumped up to the back of the field there right now. But I think maybe Joshua Suss has had some sort of technical issue there, Jacob, because it looks like he's retired.
Yeah, it's a good possibility. Dean, did you say Snaggins? Is that what you said a while ago? Something about a Snaggins or something? Or I might be... Yes, yeah, what is that?
Just like a snack, like a hot dog, sausage, and things like that.
Well, I'm telling you, folks, I mean, we learned so much from our great producer, Dean Hopton Biggles. We learned so much, or Dean Biggles Hopton, rather. We learned so much from him. We may end up learning a little bit more here in the next 145 laps with old Dean as we get ready. Go back, green flag racing. McGill gets a fantastic jump. Blanchard was not, I guess, busted, for an EOL or anything like that. So he's going to stay up here in the second spot. Blanchard running in the playoffs right here. Dean McGill, Jurassic, they're in. Blanchard 8. Blanchard, try to get up here, get him a win, lock himself as the boss man working on Stephen Thomas.
You are correct there, Jacob. If the driver has a red next to their name, they're in the cut-off line. They need good points this evening. Doesn't mean that they're completely out, but it means that they need everything they possibly can get. They're going to reach deep on that one. And Chris Blanchard, well, is looking good for the man that sponsors the Blanchard's Touring Recovery Service on your Tuesday nights for our racing. And they'll be back, of course, in the new year as well, too. Jacob. You didn't hear Wesley and I were calling each other. He was calling me Jacob, and I was calling him Jacob. We have another caution.
Oh, well, we got another caution. Whoa, we got another one spin right there. I thought right there on the middle of the front stretch. But you see Raul Meza right there in the 37. He goes around, caution out once again.
Scruggs, I think, too involved in that one, and Shane Trotter perhaps too. These are the drivers that were at the back of the field, and Shane had popped out of pit road, so maybe, cold tyres on that situation as well. So we'll go back and have a look for the Pultz Poppers replay. Of course, the sponsor of this fantastic race here this evening as well too. Jacob's probably having a quick little gander at it, and he can see what's happened. Jacob, 3 wide.
Yeah, this is damn. Is that Gregory right there in the 61, or did I just completely miss something right there? It looked like Stephen Gregory right there at that 61. Shoots down to the inside and just tries to, gets down there on the inside, but Meza kind of just holds that middle. And then, bam, there he goes around. Meza ends up getting set around. Ed Osborne gets involved in it, as well as Shane Trotter. Dustin Scruggs, you called it out right there with the 11. He gets involved. A couple others trying to duck and dodge around it. But watch Gregory right here. He gets a good run off of turn 2. Dives it down to the inside. Meza right here, 3 wide, a little bit early. Gregory's thinking, well, maybe I'll be able to overdrive the corner maybe a little bit and be able to shoot up and jump up in front of him. But at the same time, you got to worry about if Meza's actually going to overdrive that same corner just like you did. So I disagree with the move. I'm kind of like, honestly, like the title of the last episode that I put out on DBD this week, Dean, which is, where are you going?
DVD.
I don't even know where he's going. Yeah, DBD. Yeah, that's what we call it now at this point. But literally, that was the title of it, which is, where are you going? I have no idea where he was going right there.
Oh, and look at this, 16 straps. I don't think Shane tried to realize that. Hey, there's a wreck up the road, mate. Slow down and not pedal to the metal. And he's had a little bit of a tangle there with Dustin Scruggs, who was trying to avoid the incident, and bang, come into him there and bang. So there'll be a couple of drivers on report after this one for sure. Mr. Jacob Reeves, the red deck around top.
Yeah.
Might be. No, this track doesn't give us too much time even to cut the commercials, my friend, because after the chance we get to look at all those replays, we're back in green flag, almost green flag racing, just Josh Brown says. They don't call it in the track too tough to tame. No, the track too tame.
Yes.
Yeah, the lady, right? Isn't it? Is this the Darlington, the lady? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the lady in black.
There you go.
It's the lady in black. That's
what
they call it.
Learning American terminology for NASCAR, so I'll get it. Hot diggity
You're
damn, I'll get it,
learning-
NASCAR. I'll get it.
You're learning our terminology, and we're trying to learn yours as well. And it's awesome to experience it and try to learn and all that good stuff. And by the way, right there, that whole Shane Trotter deal right there, that was what they call ARCA braking. If you don't know what that is, maybe some of you out there can help out in the live chat on what that is. I know what it is, but we got to call a race right here because we're getting ready to go back green right here. Holden McGill, Chris Blanchard, right here on the front row, Tidy Horse and Jurassic. Then Stephen Thomas, that's your top 5 with Devin Pater actually on that inside lane. We'll see how this all works out. McGill gets a fantastic jump. Blanchard got Jurassic up his tailgate. Now Johnson, Tidy Horse goes up top. Now he's going to jump back down. Front 4 now, 5 drivers trying to see if they can get single file. Pater and Thomas, now they're going to get single filed out as Brady LaBeouf side by side with a 21 MDW.
What I'm surprised too about the tiny horse Ryan Johnson in this league is that he's not even at the top of the points. At the top of the points is the like of Jordan Jurassic, is the like of Holden McGill. You're going to have a look at a second there too, Jacob, because I will show up some of the new graphics that we have for the Fast 14 and the drivers that are currently through at the moment. So MDW, he's the man that's got a padlock next to his name, bingo, so he's through to this next round. Trisha Bruce is, but the rest of these drivers, of course, have got some big chunk change of points. But that's the thing, I was a little bit confused when I was doing graphics before, so Ryan Johnson, mate, just down the bottom here. You'll see him in a little bit there of those 7 drivers up the top. I think it's a little bit more so, actually, but you'll see it there anyway. Jose, Matt Cherry, Stephen Thomas, Keith Hanley, and there's Ryan Johnson. And the one that's on the very, very cusp, of course, is Stephen Gregory. He needs to get good results in this race.
Damn, I'm kind of speechless right now, Dean. I mean, I don't even know how you do that crap right there. I really don't know how you do that. Which, it's not crap. It's good stuff. We love that right there. That is awesome stuff that you're putting out here on the broadcast. I still don't even know how you do that kind of stuff, but we absolutely love it. And you saw Gregory right there on that cut line. Had that little incident right there with Meza. You see some of these other guys.
Oh.
Big slide. Pater goes around. All that going on, Pater slipped. Buff right there, smack dab in the middle of it. Not sure if there was contact. Yes, there was. It was up the road with Jurassic in his 6. He got up into the fence. We kind of got D. I mean, we was kind of, staring off, at the sunset or whatever right here for a second, Dean. And literally, chaos just happened right here. Watch it once again, up the road. You got Jurassic in the 6. Here comes, I believe that is Blanchard. I believe it was. It might have been Thomas. Trying to slide up here. Yes, it was. It was Thomas. Gets into him. Painter goes around. He actually gets 2 wheels up into the air. Everybody ducks and dodges both of them. Outside and inside lane is straight up closed off. But the Buff's going to get a little bit of damage. Painter was able to save it and not get too much damage. But, Dean, that could have been very, very chaotic for a bunch of drivers here tonight.
And we were just on board too. If there's somebody in the fence right there, as you'd mentioned, that's the number 6, bingo, and just tags him. And that was Jordan Jurassic in the fence, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. So
Yes.
Jordan Jurassic, one of our championship contenders, essentially here, as you saw, there it is, just a spark coming off there everywhere. Loses the rear end, still keeps up against the fence there, but kind of catches everybody else off guard there. And there it is. And he's in pit lane right now there, Jacob, getting that paint buffed out.
Well, I tell you what, while he's got that, getting that paint buffed out, we're going to step aside for just a quick second. Let's hear from some of our great sponsors. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here in Darlington live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Well, folks, we're back here at Darlington Raceway. There you saw great logo right here, folks. Some of you probably didn't even know this. Little history lesson for some of you guys, but you probably didn't know this. But what they're driving down right now, obviously, is the back stretch. You see that wall right there on the inside lane? This actually used to be the front stretch back in the day. If you think about the Days of Thunder movie where Tom Cruise was in it, Robert Duvall, Nicole Kidman, like Dean, like you talk about all the time. That over there coming down the back stretch, that used to be the front stretch, and this right here used to be the back stretch. They flipped it. Can't remember exactly what year. That might actually be a trivia question for some of y'all out there in the live chat. Let's know which year it was when they flipped all that around. We're back green with McGill, Blanchard, Thomas up high, trying to hold on to it. Johnson down on the inside, trying to go for the spot. Johnson caught Thomas in a little bit of a pickle. He's going to take third. Thomas is going to get kicked back to fourth, and Wood trying to hold on to fifth.
Absolutely brilliant driving there from Stephen Thomas, up 4 positions gained as well too. MDW is just lurking behind. Tristan Bruce out for the Tristan Bruce fans. He's doing it right. The number 3 machine's always in the mix somewhere of late there. Matt Cherry and Brady LaBeouf. Got a few drivers here with a few points next to their name here in the championship. Well, Fast 14, aren't we? We're in currently at the moment. Oh, sorry, we're in the 7. We're in the 7. Oh, 7.
Yeah, yeah, we're in the Fast 14.
It's here. It's right there. Oh, that's not that one, actually. It's up here. There's so much going on right there. It is. Sorry, there's a house fire just behind me. I was mentioning to you before, a couple of houses over, and it cut the electricity, and I hope that nobody was in the house and everybody's okay. Elite 10 we're in.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if that damn thing starts spreading, we may end up be losing the whole broadcast. Hope that doesn't happen, but if it starts spreading, then we may as well just go ahead.
That fire is right on top of that one pretty quickly, so thankfully they're on that. 5 to go. Stage breaks come up by pretty quickly, mate, because we haven't had that much green flag racing.
Yeah, it really hasn't. It's kind of been a caution-filled race right here at the start. We'll see how this all ends up playing out as McGill trying to see if he can get away. Blanchard trying to run him down right on his tailgate with about 2/10. Blanchard outside looking in, trying to get all the stage points that he can. Remember that bracket that we showed a while ago? Blanchard's kind of still in the hunt. Any points that he can get to be able to get more than some of these other guys. There you see the grid right there. Blanchard, he's 11 out right here, Dean. If he can get a solid second right here, he can easily get him about 9 stage points and be right back in the thick of this thing. He ain't got to win it. He ain't got to win a stage point. But if he continues to do what he's doing right there, looks like he may be in prime position to go straight into the Elite 10.
And what's more importantly is that you've got to look at the other drivers around him. You know that Ryan Johnson will get a few more of that, but it's the other ones in red. He's going to be beating them. That's going to be crucial. And also, he was the driver really quickly there as well too. That's you've got to look out for. That's Stephen Gregory. And where's Stephen Gregory currently in this race? He's down in Heat 17, getting 10 positions. So that's crucial that Chris Blanchard gets points ahead of him as well as the other guys in the red, and of course those guys in the low whites up the top. There. To the pop, to the top, my friend. MDW, Stephen Thomas. They're hunting down the P4 position as MDW goes a little bit of loosey-goosey into the fence. Let's check our spy on him and see if he's a happy camper or not. He's got a few cars there as a collection.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cars over there as a collection. And folks, remember, this place, the way that it is, even if you get up a little bit, get up into the wall, that's basically just getting your Darlington stripes. That's just what this place is about right here, is getting those Darlington stripes. As you see MDW right here battling with, I believe, Keith Bradley, yes, and Stephen Thomas. But back up front, McGill, last lap right here, trying to get him some. We'll see if he can pull it off. McGill going through turn 1. Blanchard kind of starting to slide back to Tiny Horse. Blanchard's got to play a little defense. He wants to try to hold on and get him as many stage points as he can. Tiny Horse not too far away from that cut line. He's above it. So Blanchard is below it. But stage 1, it ain't going to be neither one of them. Holden McGill in the 12 will come to the line. I was going to say finish line, but we ain't got there yet, Dave. He will come to the line when stage number 1, Blanchard, Johnson, Thomas, Wood, MDW, the top 5. Then Keith Bradley, Matt Cherry, Tristan Bruce, Justin White, and Adam Newton. Adam Newton, the winner from the Blanchard's Torrent Xfinity Series earlier on this week at Daytona, will get that 10th spot here in stage number 1. Holden McGill wins it, Dean.
What a solid job there from Holden. But more, I'm really impressed about Chris Blanchard. It's about time he had a good drive, didn't he? It's all about that qualifying he did too. If he gained 4 positions on this one, so he'd be in the right place at the right time. That little bit of a wreck happened up the road from him earlier that you saw. with we'll remember exactly, Jeff Merck, who ended up finishing back in P14, so it's not too bad actually for the stage break. But that is it. Holden McGill, Tiny Horse now putting the pressure on the rest of the drivers. MDW got some solid results there. Keith Bradley, but more important, number 12, Holden McGill.
There you see right there the number 12 outlier entry, number 12 Chevrolet Silverado. Absolutely love them Chevrolet Silverados. Watch Blanchard. I mean, Blanchard's trying to get as close as he can right here to McGill. Try to do anything that he can to try to get some kind of advantage, folks. You can get as close as you want to. You can literally ride their tailgate. I've even seen them pushing each other going down pit road, and Blanchard is just trying to get every little bit of an advantage that he can. Brian Chew in the 51, he's actually going to stay out and lead him a lap right here, so that's bonus points for Chew. Remember, bonus points can be got, I guess you could say, by leading a lap. So Chew comes out, gets him a bonus point. He may end up just going ahead and tucking right back down and going down on pit road. We'll see who beats who off of pit road. It's Holden McGill. McGill will beat them all off of pit road. Blanchard, I think he might have got it off there. Nope. Looks like Stephen Gregory in the 61. Looks like Gregory was able to beat them all off right there. I bet you right now he only took about 2 tires right there.
He took a 9.75 seconds. We'll take another quick pit stop, I think, actually, to pay the sponsors at the moment. Joshua Susset there says, RIP to GPU. Oh, that's very unfortunate, my friend. GPUs are, well, you know. Well, but you know what, Joshua Suss, come up there and give us a bit of a chat in the waiting room up there, and we'll give you a chat in the booth there. We'll be back, of course, very, very soon there to the Darlington. You said that the lady in black, is it?
Yeah, the lady in black, Darlington, office established 1950, folks. We're going to go take a quick beer run. We'll be right back.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Yes. Folks, we're back here at Darlington. And Brian Chew, Matthew Montgomery, they don't need tires. Dang, why not? I mean, you know, we don't need tires. Screw it. Stay out there. Let's see what happens. Chew trying to hold on to the lead, led him a lap and got him some points. Montgomery starting to slip back into the clutches of Chris Blanchard. McGill's going to get around. Here comes Montgomery. Montgomery going to try to go around Chew. Blanchard kind of boxed in going into 3D.
Now, Jacob, there's one thing I know that you drivers get a little bit upset if you don't come into pit road. It's because you're going to be falling back like a day twain. Christian boost! Tristan! Oh, dear. Look away there. Sharon. Tristan into the fence early. Just caught it in the back of your pictures. This could also be coming down to the fact that something like Brian Chew did stay out, but I can't really blame Brian Chew for that one. I think he was a little bit too far back to be involving, but then you re-rack and re-stack on there, Jake. Let's find out what happened.
Yeah, Chew had absolutely nothing to do with this. Chew was way up the road right here. This is all kind of a Matt Cherry deal, which you're going to see Matt Cherry right there in that 45, right there smack dab in the middle of the racetrack, right there in front of Tristan. And Tristan kind of loses it on his own right here. I mean, Tristan gets around him. You're going to see Tristan right up there in front of him. And Tristan's going to go around literally half the damn field ended up just spinning out right there off turn 4. Watch this right here. Cherry goes around. Keep an eye on Bradley. Keep an eye on Tristan Bruce. Watch Cherry. He comes down, gets into Justin White, and then right up the road, there goes Bradley. Bradley gets sideways. Newton snaps. He goes in there. It's literally like it's raining over in turn 4, Dean. It's like the weather or the rain just absolutely popped off. I'm looking at our weather, forecast-based weather right here on iRacing because you can race in the rain. I see no rain at all, even in the forecast right here. But this is like they all hit a slick spot right here in North Georgia when it ices down.
And on top of it, what I was going to say is what's surprisingly is that Adam Newton just cruises on by after losing a little bit. But hey, they're all getting tapped here at this point. That's Stephen Thomas getting a little bit of the tap. He manages to continue. No, he gets into a little bit of a wreck, of course. There's a hard lick. Who else has got the hard lick? I'm just trying to go back and have a look at. We know that Trish and Bruce unfortunately did get a hard lick into the fence there. Was that Newton? I think there's somebody in the 19 there, Jacob. That's Adam Newton. Yeah, he got hard lick into the fence.
I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, boy, I'm gonna tell you what. If you're gonna ride on board with Adam Newton right here, folks, you might want to hide your kids because I promise you, it's not gonna be the prettiest ride.
Trish and Bruce first. Give me a teaser.
Not gonna be the smoothest ride, but yeah, we'll go ahead and give you a little teaser right there. But wow, Thomas just straight up got shoved up into the fence.
Right? And then he gets tagged. Oh no, Trish and Bruce just loses on his own. You mentioned that.
Yeah, he just holds on right there, and then there's Adam Newton, bam, straight into the wall. That'll be one right there that may end up getting rated PG-13 right here for us, Dean. Check it out. Newton trying to get around him, got no contact whatsoever, but look, right there, the wheel just snapped and then bam, straight into the wall.
That's blowing up.
Head on. Yes, black smoke, that is that is done.
Oh, no.
He's done, Dean.
He's got the
Murphy.
He's got the unicorn. He's got the unicorn. He's all right.
He may have the power of the Murphy's magical unicorn right there, but he has no power in that engine because there you see black smoke. Adam Newton is done for the evening. Head on into the wall. Obviously, no safer barrier or anything like that. It's like hitting a damn concrete wall. So he is absolutely out of this bad boy. And I hate to see that for Adam Newton. Riding the highs, Dean. We talked about this. Riding the highs of winning the Blanchard's Toy Xfinity Series and then coming out here and not being able to make it past halfway. That is unfortunate is what I'm trying to get at.
That it is. And don't forget, everybody, coming up, of course, well, on a Monday. Oh, whoa, if I hit all the right buttons. There's too many of them at the moment there, my friend. But, an Atlanta Christmas. There, Jacob. And we'll be heading our way down there to December the 31st, of course, on the Monday night. And that's going to be the last special, I believe, of the year, too, for NASRA. Maybe the last race on the NASRA Network before everybody's little Christmas break. And we go on to the new year.
Absolutely, and if you want to see that right there, make sure you tickle Santa Claus in the bottom right, like and subscribe to it. And Dean, I'll tell you this, you were talking about there's too many buttons and everything. Drink more. You won't even have to worry about the buttons at that point. You probably won't even have to worry about where you're at.
It's 12:30 in Australia. If I start drinking now, my family's going to be like, you're an alco at 12:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, let's go on a Saturday too. Well, I can't drink it Saturday, but yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, who's keeping time? We don't care. Nobody cares about the time.
I'm on U.S. time. Yes, right. I got an excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. You're on our time at this point. But Brad Shue trying to hold on to second. Montgomery slipping back to third. McGill trying to get away. Fight is on back here behind these boys. You got Blanchard, you got Johnson, you got Wood, and you got Jeff Merck, who got caught up in that very first accident. Merck trying to get a little fire started right here and try to get up there and race with these boys. These boys are getting after it right here. Everybody's getting after it, Dean.
And we saw this the other night on a league that we broadcast. Like, are you getting involved in an early incident? We specifically mentioned it. You never give up. You never surrender, like in Winston Churchill. You just fight your way back through. Then that's exactly what the driver of Jeff Merck has done, isn't it? He's up at P7 already. Remember, he was almost pumped last, only a handful of laps earlier before the stage break. So, good on him. Speaking of stage breaks, don't forget, stage break number 2 will end at 95, and we will stay green on that one. So, that's going to come down to fuel situation there, Jacob.
You are all crossed up. You need a beer. Folks, we may need to stop the broadcast, make sure that Dean Hopkins can get him some alcohol. Door banging between Montgomery and Wood. Tiny Horse tried to take it straight up the middle, thought about it, and was not able to make it happen. Now Montgomery up top, sideways. Merck trying to go by him. Tiny Horse is going to make it. They're going to door bang behind him. Merck and Montgomery going at it right here, going into turn 3, Dean.
Also that Ryan Johnson has a little bit of beef with Merck as well, too. So, wow, and then Merck has a bit of beef with a lot of people out there as well, too. But, I love it. It's entertainment. And Merc, gets his head down. He gets, he gets in there. If he wants to get past somebody, he'll find a way. And that's Merc at the moment. Sporting as well, too. The Blanchard's towing and recovery.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens with Jeff Burke, obviously not in the playoffs this season. He made it in the playoffs. He just didn't make it. Big slide. He got tagged. And guess who did it? It was Keith Bradley. And there's no love lost between the animal and season 7 champion Keith Bradley. That right there will make his eyes pop out of his head and get really, really worried. Matter of fact, Brian Chew just lost 2 spots to Wood and Johnson. He's going to slide back into all this chaos that's going on. But Merc, he's got to watch himself right here because, Dean, you think back to a couple of weeks ago when both of those guys had some beef in the National Cup Series at Pocono. This might be translating a little bit here to Darlington.
And both of these guys aren't in the first 14 at the moment. They're not into this championship 10. They're not. So their beef that they have on track, of course, isn't going to spoil their chances. However, their beef on track may spoil somebody else's chances if they get into a wreck and they start door banging. But anyway, Jeff Merck gets past Brian Chew. Keith Bradley's the animal coming now. I can't wait for this one. Sit back, relax, get your popcorn. We're in for a show.
Yeah, absolutely. Get you some popcorn, get you some candy, get you a cold beer, get you a Coca-Cola, get you whatever that you like to drink, even water or even wine. If some of y'all are into that wine, let y'all have at it. But I'm telling you, you really want to, if you have to go take a bathroom break, you might want to just hang around for just a little bit right here because Keith Bradley is starting to reel back in Jeff Merck. He's going to shoot around Brian Chew. He will go up into the 6th spot. Remember, Brian Chew did not pit that last time around right here, Dave. As you see, Dustin Scruggs going to try to slide by him. Scruggs in the playoffs, he's actually below the playoff cutoff right now. So Scruggs and Chew trying to race it out. You see Joshua Rodriguez, he'll be the next one to get there. And then Montgomery sitting in that 10th spot. So a lot of strategy going on. And, I'm telling you, watch Merck right there. Merck looks like he is running for his life right now, Dave.
Brian Chew's still running out there. Brian Chew's still out there on the same set of boots. Probably saving him a little bit later, see how it's going to pan out. We did have a lot of cautions earlier. We had some other drivers, so we're going to get Justin W. and Jordan Draxler to camera as well, too, but I have other drivers on the day late, dollar short on the cameras, guys. It makes it a little bit more difficult up in the projection booth to get it, but we'll try to get it under the brakes. Joshua Rodriguez at the moment on battle, but Brian Chew, he should be able to get past Brian Chew. Brian Chew's on a completely different strategy. You mentioned that, Jacob. But 5 tyre sets, it's going to have plenty in the garage.
There's going to be plenty of them out of that. And also, remember, folks, that's 5 sets of tires, so really that's 4 in the pits, 1 on the truck, because you can't forget the set of tires that is on the truck. So really, it's really 4 sets of tires that they're going to have laid in the pits. A bunch of them already burned a set. Brian Chew elected not to take that set. He's got Joshua Rodriguez crammed right up his tailgate. Obviously, Joshua Rodriguez, the winner at Daytona, the regular season finale winner. You see him working his way down to the inside, trying to see if he can get clear, and he will get clear. So Rodriguez will go up to the 8th spot. Chew's going to slip back into the 9th spot. A little bit more battling going on up there. We got a little action going on. You see LaBeouf back here. He's in a madhouse, more or less, I guess you can say, with Justin White. It's not Raul Meza, a couple of those guys back there. But the battle's really heating up for second right now, Dean.
Yes,
as Tiny Horse is running down Chris Blanchard. He's trying to bring MDW right there behind him. And even Jeff Merck trying to hold on to this trade as well. But Blanchard is trying to hold on every little bit that he can. He's going to slip. Tiny Horse may have him right here going into 3.
Time Mel's lifted a little bit. He says no. He was going to put his nose in for a second, but I think he might also be thinking about taking care of his tyres a little bit here. Because remember, there is no stage break when we go into lap 95. It's just go to the end at that point and stay green, that is. And I think, Ryan Johnson does that. He tends to be he's like the tiny horse racing horse that comes home last when you're betting. He's like, you're betting at a racetrack and you're thinking he's going to win. No, when he's running like 8th or 9th, but then you wait to the last 200 yards and bang, he sprints across the line first. We'll see. But he's putting pressure on Chris Blanchard. Maybe he's happy to sit there and just fill his mirrors up and put pressure on the driver. You do that, right, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've been in that situation. I've had pressure put on me numerous times as well. And, really, Dean, this is one of those things right here, as you see Johnson, or Tiny Horse, rather, trying to run down. Well, they're both the same person, but anyway, they're trying to run down Blanchard right here. He's got the VR rocking right here. This is the only part I do not like about having VR and having a virtual camera, because we're not able to see their eyes. We're not able to see Tiny Horse's eyes right here and see just how wide they are, just how determined they are, maybe how scared they are. I'm sure he's not scared, but his eyes is locked on this screen. He is determined to make a move and try to get a hold of Chris Blanchard. You see Tristan Bruce, they just shot around him, put him a lap down. Bruce has got nothing to worry about because he's locked in. He went through the whole deal in Richmond, so he's locked in. He's got nothing going on. Wood right here behind both of them. Tiny Horse trying to go down to the inside. He got it right. He's going to try to make it stick. Will he make it stick? Big time move. Tiny Horse almost got right rear hooked into the wall, but was able to get clear just by inches. Tiny Horse goes to second, Blanchard back to third.
And maybe MDW might be stealing this one away from Blanchard too. As you can see, he's had to lift off big time here, MDW. Same kind of thing with Ryan Johnson. Chris Blanchard is struggling a little bit in the number 9 Toyota truck at the moment, but still, he's in it. As you can see, you wanted to see the driver. You can see MDW's facial concentration. He looks away, and sometimes MDW doesn't even get that excited like Jeff Merck does. However, he's a man that can win races, and he's a man in the championship hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what he is right now. Wood trying to work his way down the inside. Jeff Merck trying to hold on to that 5th spot. They've all kind of separated from Dustin Scruggs. He's about 3.5 seconds back. Now, this is currently of Holden McGill, who is just straight up, gone. Literally. That's what he is, Dean. He is 2.5 seconds ahead of Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson. Johnson trying to break away from Chris Blanchard and trying to see if he can get. See, literally, McGill, this is Tiny Horse right here. There you see Tiny Horse go by. Here goes Blanchard. Here goes Wood. McGill's nowhere even near it. You don't even see him. You may be able to see him coming off this corner. Nope, you didn't even see him that time. McGill is literally going into turn 1 right now while they're hitting the line. He is absolutely putting on a clinic right now, that being Holden McGill.
Further back in the field there, we did see that battle there, the close battle, so we keep an eye on that one. Devin Paydar, the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knotts behind them as well a little bit further down. Here's Justin White as Osborne. And we do have Justin White's cam, and that's Justin White. Unfortunately, we switched over into the fence with a bit of steering damage, Jacob.
Yeah, and he's going to have beef with us big time, Dean. Actually, he's got to have beef with you because you're the one that flipped it over there. So don't look at me, Justin. Give it all to the Australian, Dean Hopton Biggles. Give it all to him. We ain't going to go with no beef on that one. But there you see Justin White trying to ease it back down into the pits right here. Looks like maybe a tire down or something like that. Actually, no, Dean, you had it on the wrong. You had it on the wrong damn truck. That was that Osborne that was going down. Justin White, matter of fact, he's still out there on the racetrack.
Oh.
So you had me all crossed up right there.
Yeah, I did actually. Sorry, my bad. It was as Osborne in the fence. Justin White. It must have flipped over. There's Justin. It didn't look like Justin White had the reaction of crashing on that one. I was testing to see if everybody's paying attention. Here he goes. Tell you what, Cody Knotts. Wow. That's the number 3 actually. That's Tristan Bruce. So Tristan Bruce's truck's still all dinged up, mate. He didn't elect to use a fast repair. Nuh-uh, he has not.
Dude, Tristan Bruce not Tristan Bruce. So you got me all screwed up now. Justin White is going to be having beef with both of us because he's going to be like, damn, you ought to know what my truck looks like. I cannot believe you do not remember what my truck looks like. There you see Jeff Merck. You got slid past right there by Dustin Scruggs. And Scruggs is trying to get away. Merck is really wheeling that sucker, trying to get it going right here. And try to get himself a Dustin Scruggs. Remember, Scruggs right now in the playoffs. Merck is not. Dean, that's one of those things about, NASRA, not only NASRA, but NASCAR is in general. Is when you get to the playoffs with this format that they do, or, to be honest with you, if they're going to do a format, this is the format that they need to do. If not, just go back to the old school way. But with this format, you're racing against other people on the track that are not in the playoffs that you are racing in, like Brady LaBeouf, like Devin Painter, like Dane Hagen, some of these other guys that's in the race. You're racing against them, and they're not even going for points. They're just going for the money and going for the win. That's one of those crazy things about racing and this playoff system that really excites the fans, excites us, and gives us a lot to talk about, especially through the week on socials and podcasts and all that good stuff.
You mentioned at the moment that some of the traffic's coming into play here. 59 of 95 for stage 2. We will stay green, as mentioned there, as provided on the graphics there. 5 tire sets. You can see down the bottom we've got the new pit stop graphic that I will be working on improving for the upcoming season as well too in the new year. That shows you that Brandon Schumann is heading into pit road at the moment. He's been there for 13 seconds or so. The pit where it says PIT, that will show the overall time that they take once they've come in and out. If it goes over 160 seconds or something like that, Jacob, then it'll just remove itself. Because that's a long pit stop. It may be lots of repairs. 120 seconds actually. I can change that. So 2 minutes. If you're in there for more than 2 minutes, my little icon goes away. There you go.
Yeah, but that one thing. But I got to give you a big old attaboy right there, buddy. I mean, because you have done so much here in 2024 for NASRA. Obviously, I think we may have another couple of races like he's talking about Monday, and then I think C.O.P.S Truck Series is going to keep on trucking, I believe. But, I mean, Dean, you have done so much for the NASRA 360 Race Network, for NASRA, as a producer, and just making these broadcasts so literally, I got to call it like it is. It's literally some of the best. I would say something else, but I'm going to try to censor myself and not get myself in trouble or nothing. But, it is some of the best work that we've ever, in my opinion, ever had here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're so grateful to have you a part of the crew, buddy, because all the graphics and everything, it literally makes it look like you're really watching a real live race and not a sim. So thank you very much here for everything that you do for NASRA, buddy. I'm telling you, you put on a hell of a show for us each and every week. So I just wanted to say that, let you go ahead, get your mouth kind of off the floor, get it back up as we get ready right here. Broadfoot, see Brandon Broadfoot back here, trying to race around, trying to get him some, trying to maybe go after Devin Painter. They're working their way off of turn number 2. Painter trying to hold on, Broadfoot there as well, and right behind him, Brady LaBeouf trying to run him down, Dean.
Also, thank you very much for those kind words. The idea was to really get better than the TV networks. That's my plan anyway, next year, because we have tools at our disposal. We can get up all the timing instantly and that sort of stuff. They can't do it on the TV network like that, so that'll be the plan. Whoa! Blanchard into the fence, big time, holding the pressure there at MDW. I think MDW is going to have to get him now. Certainly going to have the exit speed here at 21. No! Jacob, we may have a beef.
No, I don't think we got any beef right there. I think Wood was actually just trying to left right there and not run over, just not run him over and just straight up destroy him right there. Dean, to be honest with you, I got to come back to you as we get on these long green flag runs, folks. You'll see all the action and all the pit stops and everything on the bottom of your screen. Dean, I think we already got live TV beat. You know why? Because we don't commercial as much as they do. We actually have them beat on that one right there. That's why the fans with NASRA, that's why the fans with NASRA 360 Racing Network love to watch all the content each and every day throughout the week, 5 nights a week. So, folks, if you haven't yet, make sure, like and subscribe, tickle Santa, get all that you can get right here out of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Don't tickle MDW. There you go. Tickle Santa. You get that lined up right there. Wood is just straight up wearing out Blanchard right here. He's trying to find a way around him, Dean. Wood's not one of those guys that just straight up runs somebody over, but hell, he's got Scruggs right behind him. Yeah. He's got to figure something out right here. He's got to go.
Here comes the Toyota from Nashville, Tennessee. That's the number 11 written on the side of the truck. 20 positions again for Dustin Scruggs, and he's on a man on a mission. And he's got to get... Oh, there it is, and whoa! Oh, Jacob! Oh. We had a Code Brown moment up here at the commentary box. It looked like that for me. What a maneuver from Dustin to not collect MDW.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Dean. I had to get a little bit of tobacco because I'm just straight up just absolutely enjoying every bit of this. And when you enjoy that and you're from Northwest Georgia and you're a redneck and you've been hooked on it for so long, you got to get you a little bit of tobacco. But I mean, this is getting good right here. As Wood got up into the wall, now Scruggs really starting to run down his competition. I saw Tiny Horse look like he was starting to kind of close in on Holden McGill. But now McGill's kind of opened it back up a little bit, trying to get away. We'll see how all that works out when they hit the line. Actually, Johnson kind of runs him down a little bit. Now Blanchard about 5 seconds back. Scruggs now battles with Blanchard right here in front of Wood. Scruggs tries to slide up. Blanchard gives him ever so much space right there, Dave. He could have straight up just drove it, got him in a tailgate, and spun him around, but a lot of respect being given by these guys up here inside the top 5.
And these two guys inside the top 5 are Scruggs and Blanchard that have the red name next to the back of their name. And we had mentioned that before there, Jacob, going over that situation. And I'll show that really quickly, of course, for the playoff bracket. They are the ones that need all the points they can. Scruggs, 22 points down there. And Chris Blanchard, 11 down. We know Chris Blanchard had a good result on that previous race there, finishing second, in the stage break. Brian Chu's down there in the 23rd place, so you can steal a whole bunch of points from these gentlemen. And these gladiators, Stephen Gregory is also a lap down there in P24. So I think Stephen Gregory at the moment is going to be a little concerned about how these drivers are in good position for this race there as Merck heads down the pit road, as you can see on your pit stop timing.
Yeah, and folks, hopefully we can actually get you some points updated when this thing is all said and done. Big time move right there, Blanchard, a little pump draft. Some of you don't really see it, Darlington. Blanchard literally made contact with the back end of Dustin Scruggs, and Holden McGill is going to break all that tension. He's going to go ahead and elect to take that opportunity to go down pit road. Is Blanchard going to look to the inside of Scruggs? Tiny Horse going to stay out and lead him a lap, but Blanchard's got to get out of the gas. Here comes Wood. Wood trying to dig. Get it, son, get it. Try to get after him right there. But that is not going to be able to pull off. And matter of fact, go ahead and just drive one-handed, Wood. Just go ahead.
He takes his hand off there.
Momentum at that
Bites
point.
his nails a little bit.
Literally.
That could be MDW's little stress. Sometimes everybody has their own little thing that they do for stress. You can see clearly in the face there of Jeff Merck when he's driving in a situation of stressing. He will pull those funny face little reactions there. That's just the concentration to the record. But you can see MDW could be biting his nails, and that's what he does when he's in a situation. Dustin Scruggs going down. Keith, Joshua Rekas, Brady the Boss Man, Kyle Hurst, and Dale. Ryan Johnson's done this before, and he's coming in now. I was going to say, Jacob, he didn't do a pace car smashing into the wall there, thankfully. But he's done it before. He tends to go that one lap later. So we'll see. MDW is now the one that stayed out. Where's he going to pop back in? That's going to be the question, isn't it?
Dean, I mean, you talk about that as actually Chris Blanchard is elected to go down pit road as well. Really, I think the NASRA officials really need to fire it, or not fire, but fine MDW because, I mean, we was so hyped up right there, and then he just sits there and acts like it's all easy just trying to get around the track. Now he's not. Kid, sit down. Make sure you don't speed, kid. Keep it at a reasonable speed, rather. Remember, 45 miles an hour. Going down pit road speed. Don't go over. Make sure that you don't go through too many boxes because we've seen that, penalty numerous times right here, Dean. As you see right there, I believe that is the 23 of Stephen Thomas. He's still out on the racetrack. He hadn't caught Wood yet. He wants to lead him some laps. Jurassic trying to roll back there as well. So a lot of guys trying to work their way up through here, try to get them some points. Looks like Thomas is going to lead him a lap right here, Dean.
Jordan is currently, we haven't seen too much of Jordan Jurassic lately, even though we've messed up his name. He did tell us at the moment, there he is. He did tell us how to pronounce it correctly one week, didn't he, there? And we just haven't done it again. But he's comfortable, he's okay with us not getting it right.
Look at the lights.
Yeah, he's in the Christmas spirit there, Jordan, aren't you? Yes. But we'll keep an eye on all everything that's going on. Stephen Thomas leading from Jordan. They haven't gone in pit road, but Holden McGill did on lap 71. Brian Chu has not since lap 54. Jeff Merck on lap 70. Jeff Merck can bring himself right back into play here at the moment. He's got the Tiny Horse for company right behind him.
Yeah, he's got Tiny Horse right up his back bumper. As actually Broadfoot's going to shoot around Stephen Thomas up there. no position for that, but this is going to be a battle we're going to be watching right here. It's Tiny Horse trying to hold on, trying to find a way around Jeff Merck. Brian Chew is still out there on the racetrack running some very, very consistent laps, might I add, but Holden McGill is about the fastest driver on the racetrack at this point. Whoa, big slide. Dane Hagan goes up, gets into the wall a little bit, and Tiny Horse right up on the tailgate, trying to pull a little bit of an intimidator, if you will, right here. Look at Merck, focused on that screen, watching up top, looking at that mirror, watching Tiny Horse just be right on his tailgate right here. Tiny Horse wearing him out, Dean.
I wonder if you're going to be using the top mirror. I'm curious to know that, because you've got mirrors to the left, mirrors to the right, and it's not the song, of course, mirror to the top. But which one do you look at there, Jacob, when you're driving there? Because I guess it's just you can see Jeff's got some 3 screens or something like that, or 2 really wide screens you can see on the very right-hand side, but I can't see a mirror there. I just see flashing Coca-Cola signs as the fence goes by at 200 miles an hour.
Well, really, as we're going to see Tiny Horse actually elect to go down to the inside, try to go door to door with him, maybe door banging right here coming through 3 and 4. No, Merck's going to let him have it. But, Dean, back to your question, as far as mirrors goes, it really depends on how each and every one of these drivers want to set their stuff up. You can actually set it up to where you've only got a virtual mirror right up at the top of your screen. You can put it on the bottom of your screen. You can put it to the right. However you want to do it, you can put that virtual mirror up there. And granted, Jeff Merck running with 3 screens. I only run with 1 with a 50-inch TV, so I've got my mirror up at the top like you would normally have it. But you can put that mirror anywhere you want. That's one of the cool things. I talked about this on the broadcasts and on my podcast as well, is that iRacing, it caters to however you want to race. You can put certain icons when we're in the race, certain icons like leaderboards and your steering wheel trace and everything else. You can put that anywhere on your screen, and even mess with your graphics, like that we saw right there a minute ago with the mirror right there, that little round mirror right there on the left side of Jeff Merck. If we can go on board with him, I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. If you look right there to the left side, right there past the leaderboard, if you look right there on the very, very left, right there about midways down, right there where the top of the wheel is, there's a little circle right there. There you go. There's a mirror right there that he can use to possibly see somebody trying to shoot up to his left side. Now, whether or not he's got his graphics adjusted for that or not, but he's also got this mirror up here that he can look at. But there's another mirror that you can see on your screen that will actually be a mirror, and it will go up at the top of your screen, and you can see what you got going on up there. And like I said, you can put that mirror anywhere that you want to go, whichever way it will help you. Is there 3 wide right there in front of Merck? Cherry trying to get around Jurassic, trying to get around Merck, trying to chase down Tiny Horse.
Give him a little slap against the fence there too, so he gets around. Here's Raul Mesa. We know that Raul Mesa had a little moment earlier. Raul Mesa generally on his phone too, but not tonight there, Raul Mesa. We've caught you before, haven't we there, Jacob? We catch him on his cell phone there too. So he's slicing his dice through the field here at 18th. And Raul Mesa, we don't believe that Raul Mesa, I think in our, where is it, my friend, playoff prize? No, he didn't. No, unfortunately.
No, he didn't make it past this round.
No, he didn't. There you go, so. But I tell you what, he's battling with Justin White. And, you don't know Justin White? You don't know the Cup Series that we have on Wednesday nights that'll be back, of course, in the new year, won't it then? With the Jacob, we call you West League and Jacob.
Yeah, and really, he is the great race director that we have on Wednesday nights. If you want to hear my take of what happened, you can go back into the Nazareth 360 Racing Network archives and watch the Cup race at Talladega. Or if you want to hear my unfiltered opinion of what happened with the Nazareth Cup Series, I went on a pretty good rant with the door banging download, so make sure you check that out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Wow, cool stuff right here. And Dean, earlier on this week, our senior broadcaster, Wesley Outland, as you see everything on the left side, everything that Nazareth's got going on throughout the week, I was actually on his radio show. I'm going to give him a plug as Bruce goes up into the wall, everybody trying to get around him. But I was on Finish Line, his radio show with Fox Sports Radio Carolina. I was on that radio show earlier on this week. And it was a great take, and you get to learn a little bit about the Redneck Announcer, so go check out his radio show. And Also, I had that same audio clip uploaded on my podcast as well. So all that is around for each and every one of you to check out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to get a chance to get around and have a look at that one there too, Jacob, and absolutely support the fantastic community you guys that I work with. It's always a pleasure, and always a pleasure to listen to what you guys get up to outside of the brief few hours that we get to spend each night. Sometimes, as Brian Chu heads down the pit road, Tristan Bruce, Dan Hagen, and Isaac Bevan all go down there, and we'll put the pit lane time up there as well too, so you can kind of keep an eye on that one. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the action on the track too there, Jacob.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to ease down pit road. Remember, Brian Chu, one of those guys trying to make it into the next round. Tristan Bruce, not worried about it. He is solidly locked in from that win 2 weeks ago, at Richmond. There you see Joshua Rodriguez, and the number 4 shoots around. I believe that is Matthew Montgomery. And Montgomery trying to get what he can get. He really needed to win here tonight. He's so far back in the points. He needed to win. That way he can lock himself in to the next round. But there you see Joshua Rodriguez comfortably sitting in the 9th spot. Looks like, unless chaos happens here tonight, Rodriguez should be good to go and should lock himself into the next round. Keith Haney right there. You see him in gray. Like you said, Dean, all of them that's in gray, they are right now, some of them already is locked in 100%, but as far as points goes, but some of them trying to battle and trying to get all the points that they can get, as we are on a very long green flag run right here, coming up with 6 laps to go before we get to the end of stage 2. And remember, at the end of stage 2, no caution. We're going to keep it clean, hopefully keep it clean, and keep it green all the way.
Some of the drivers are making little bits of twirly-whirly mistakes, getting a little loosey-goosey, as you can see. Now, I wanted to ask you, Jacob, because you did bring up this on the other day when we were on a racetrack. You get those little stripes in the middle of it. Looks like little grooves in there. It looks like lane changes, don't they, for a freeway? But this track itself there, do you have to tame them, or will they tame you if you get it all wrong?
Well, I mean, it's about the same thing. I mean, as a matter of fact, it was last night, Dean, when we were broadcasting the Veterans for Life ARCA series with Goat Locker here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And, I talked about that. As a matter of fact, if you haven't if you haven't yet, go and watch that race. That there was some beef. We'll just go ahead. We'll call it like it was. Dean, you remember it. There was beef right there at the end of the race. But, yeah, but it's the same thing. I mean, you got to watch what you're doing on those seams. Those seams can really help you turn the truck, help you turn the car, whichever vehicle that you're driving at that particular point in time at that track. You can use those seams to help you get the car or truck to rotate and get it to turn. But the problem is, if you get on it a little bit too much, you crack that egg like I talk about all the time, you could easily spin that truck or car out. So it doesn't really matter, I mean, which track, but you get those seams right there, you try to straddle them, it can help you get that vehicle to rotate as much as you want it to. The problem is you don't want it to rotate too much, because then you're going to end up like it was when we had that big one a while ago where Adam Newton blew his engine and went head on into the wall. Did you see Matthew Montgomery, I believe that is? Yes, that is the 96 Matthew Montgomery going to elect to go down pit road this time.
Box will be the call there from his team, the 96 Chevy. Will get back in there and get some full freshies there with 2 to go. He'll elect to just take, not get anything in that stage break anyway, and give himself some nice track position. Here we go for Holden McGill. Remember too, it is still green under this, so you don't get that little caution flag to get down there and give us a actual stage break ourselves there, Jacob. But once we do get the 2 to go here, and Holden McGill looks to win the stage, he has a 4.7 second healthy gap there over the tiny horse Ryan Johnson, who's looking to pick up a more hurl of points here in his championship hopes to get deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Tiny Horse was only about 8 points up on that cut line, and he got him some stage points in stage 1. Looks like he's going to get him some good stage points right here in stage number 2. There you see the playoff grid as we are coming to the end of stage number 2. McGill through 3 and 4. McGill, he won stage 1. Here he comes off turn 4. Looks like he's going to pull it off again. Holden McGill off turn number 4 will win stage number 2, as everybody else is literally, I guess you could say, they're waving a white flag. They want this sucker to at least go to a caution or try to just go ahead and call it at this point. But Holden McGill will win stage number 1 and number 2. And now he's going to try to go for the trifecta, Dean. He's going to try to get literally all 3 stages and win the race. Johnson, Merck, Scruggs, and Wood, the top 5 finishers here in this stage. And one thing to note, Scruggs, outside looking in, he started 25th, Dean. He's all the way up here sitting in 4th. Folks, we're going to, Dean, are we going side by side or what are we doing here? Are we going to go side by side or are we going to take one?
We'll take a full ad break, of course, and thank the Premier Setups that put everything behind it. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back very soon for more action.
Folks, we're back here at Darlington. Folks, if you haven't yet, go check out Premier Racing Setups. You need one, go check them out. That is PremierRacingSetups.com. Enter that code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A. Get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% gets kicked back to the North American Sim Racing Association. If you want the setups that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. That is PremierRacingSetups.com. Tickle Santa right there. Not trying to look at the snow. I hate snow. I'm not a big fan of snow. I mean, because of where I work at, but that's not the point. Tickle Santa, if you want to get the like and subscribe, I'm the Redneck Announcer Jake Reeves. Australian Dean Hopton in the house. Biggles doing a fantastic job as always on producing. Riding on board with Jeff Merck, trying to hold off Dustin Scruggs right now for this 3rd spot as we have just got past stage number 2, and now we got 50 laps all the way to the end here at Darlington. Dean, I gotta ask, you think we're gonna get a caution right here because everything kind of looks spread out? Honestly, I think we're gonna be green all the way to the end.
We could very much be green. Drivers have started to take care of their tyres a little bit. They've got the pit stops done and dusted. Dustin Scruggs in the back there of Jeff Merck. Tell you what's happening. This little 3-way fight, 2-way fight's going to turn into a 4-way fight. NGW starting to catch them now. Chris Blanchard is a little bit further down. He's starting to catch him up the road. That'll be interesting. Chris Blanchard doing a fantastic job here. Dustin Scruggs, of course, as you mentioned, he's getting a whole bunch of points. And, of course, Jeff Merck and Ryan Johnson, do you think they'd be sending Christmas cards to each other this year, there, Jacob?
Yeah, it's a good possibility. I mean, there's a couple. Some of them might exchange virtual Christmas cards because folks remember everybody's in different countries, different countries, like me and you, Dean, some of them different states, however you want to look at it. But I'll tell you what, I got to bring this man up right here. He's in the waiting room, Joshua Suss.
Yeah, Joshua.
I give him all kinds of crazy stuff, I joke with him a bunch and everything else, and he may be the one that I will actually hook up with a virtual Christmas card before it's all said and done. Josh, got you up here in the broadcast room, buddy. Josh, what happened, baby? I mean, you're 100 laps down right here. You said something about GPU. What happened, bud?
In practice, it was kind of jittery. I was working with Adam and Keith on a couple ways to fix it, and once the race started, I didn't even make it to the green flag. They suggested that I should probably go ahead and update my driver, and when I did so, it said that there's an issue with your graphics card, so I think we're toast for a little while, but we'll see what we can pull out of our hat.
And Josh, I mean, we've seen some, crazy battles here this evening. You were out on the track for a little bit. Obviously, you race here on the Friday night series. Just tell the folks a little bit about Darlington, because I've raced here as well, but from another driver's standpoint, because we like to try to get other drivers' opinions about certain tracks. What's it like out there, at least when you were out there practicing, what's it like here at Darlington?
It's tricky, and it changed in the middle of practice. At first, it was kind of loose, and then suddenly it was tight. you couldn't get a Darlington stripe. You were getting more of a Darlington dent because it just would not turn for a little. Then it went back to loose. So the track is ever changing. It's definitely hard. You gotta know your inputs and your entries, and then on exit you just gotta make sure you don't throttle it too hard. It's definitely one of the harder tracks out there for me.
And Josh, I mean, real quick, we'll ask you one more question, and then I will let you obviously thank your sponsors and any shout-outs real quick while we got you up here and everything else. But, Christmas coming up next week. What are we expecting? What are we expecting old St. Nick to bring Joshua Suss when Wednesday comes around for Christmas?
Hopefully a new graphics card, but I don't think he works that fast. No, I don't know. Hopefully honestly, I'll just take time with my kid and my wife. I have a 9-month-old. She turns 9 in 2 days, or 9 months in 2 days. She's adorable. So I'll take time with her and just time with family. If I get socks, I get socks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of made you feel a little bit upset as soon as I said something about Santa bringing you something, and then I completely forgot about the GPU deal. I hate that for you, Josh. I mean, I wasn't trying to put you in a bad spot right there or nothing, but yeah, always a good time, to spend with the wife, the family, and the kid and everything. I'll be in that position this time next year if everything goes as planned, the way that we believe everything will. But Josh, thank you very much for coming up here at the broadcast booth. And before we let you go ahead and thank you some sponsors and shout-outs as we got some green flag pit stops going on.
All right. I want to thank Western Kansas Fence Supply, C.O.P.S, the whole Blue Line team, Huck, Adam, Devin, Keith, CJ, who pops in from time to time. You guys do a great job with the broadcast. It's always fun to listen, even if you're not racing. And yeah, the whole NASCAR group. The drivers, it's nothing without the drivers. So I'm glad they show up week in, week out, and hopefully Ryan Johnson can come out victorious tonight.
We'll see what happens with old Tidy Horse. He's currently sitting in the second spot, 5.5 seconds back from our race leader. Josh, I tell you what, we'll let you hang around up here in the broadcast booth for a little bit and let you hear some of the co-commentating or some of the commentating me and Dean's got. And we'll let you hang around up here, buddy. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
That was
Joshua usually are. Unfortunately, the GPU, my friend. Yeah, it's kind of needed these days. But hopefully Santa Claus might have one in the Christmas stuff going on. Present in the for tree mode. But yeah. Dustin Scruggs is heading the pit road. What are you expecting right now as a driver? It's been quite tricky out there on the tyres, hasn't it? We've seen a lot of drivers out there in the fence, close to the fence. Chris Blanchard's also coming in at the moment too.
Yeah, the fence is generally your best. The closer to the fence you are, the faster you are at this track. Going into one, you got to kind of cut the bottom, but you got to get up to that fence or else you're going to be passed, basically. Except for 3 and 4, you can save a little bit of tire by running the bottom of the track.
Looks like Holden McGill is going to elect to jump down pit road right here. We'll see how this ends up playing out for him. You see Dustin Scruggs, he's going to jump out of pit road, see if he can try to get him some right here. Stephen Gregory out there just shot around Tidy Horse. I mean, Josh, I'll bring you in for one more question right here, buddy. I mean, this is it, kind of weird, I guess you could say, to see a long green flag run like we're seeing right here in the Pultz Poppers 200 here at Darlington, here at this track.
It really just depends on who you're racing with. This group here, it doesn't surprise me that there's a long green flag. As the season has gone on, guys have gotten used to running next to each other, and patience has gotten a lot better. So the fact that they aren't wrecking every other lap, one, it's great for broadcast and for the league in general.
Oh, boy, we just jinxed that.
Yeah, Joshua, that was on you, my friend. As soon as you said the word wreck, and they wrecked.
Gosh.
Devin Painter, I think it was there, Jacob. And,
Goodness.
Joshua. Not one of my teams.
Devin Painter in the 99 ends up going around. Check him out right here, coming off a pit road. We'll see kind of what happens to him right here. Kind of steps on the throttle just a little bit too much right here, Dean. Kicks it to the right, tries to straighten it back out, and then unfortunately goes right around. Not on the racing surface, but at one point he was on the racing surface, but he was sideways, Dean. Spins it around, check him out. Dirt tracking it, baby, dirt tracking. The silent assassin of Devin Prater. He was silent this time around because we didn't even know that he spun right there, Dean.
Yeah, that's true. It was all by himself there, but it was because so many trucks are all over the place there. At some point, they deemed it to be. Ryan Johnson will go onto the pit road now. Cody Knott will head in now. These other drivers already came in. I don't know if Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, yes, he will. He's got to take an opportunity to go in here. Brandon Broadfoot will have to go in too. Holden McGill's been in. He went back in lap 112. Justin Scruggs went in 111. Chris Blanchard, 111. So Matthew Montgomery on 92, the last lap he went in. So this is going to switch in ditches. But will it painfully hurt the tiny horse? Because he did stay out during that. Well, will it be beneficial to him there, gentlemen?
I think it is going to work out for him pretty good right here. And, folks, we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit after we take a commercial break. After this, we'll tell you kind of a little bit about that. And also, we're going to bring in Stage 1, Stage 2 winner, Mr. Holden McGill. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram.
Folks, we're back here at Darlington, and the reason why you're seeing a bunch of guys shoot around, we was going to try to get Holden up here, but I mean, these laps, even under caution, is just going by so quick. All those guys that shoot around, those guys right there that you see on your screen, right here behind Tiny Horse, every single one of these guys, they were on the lead lap. Every single one of them is in good shape. They ain't got nothing to worry about. Pace Lights is out on the pace truck. LaBeouf up on the top side. We was going to get a quick word with McGill, but if we get another caution, we'll see if we can try to slide him in here and have a little talk with him. Your Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner, but now they're going to add a lap. I tell you what, they're add a lap, so I tell you what, we'll go ahead, we'll bring McGill up here really quick, and Holden McGill, Stage 1, Stage 2 winner, baby. Congratulations on that. What's it going to take to try to get back up to the front?
Well, it's going to take somebody not spinning out off pit road.
May have a little bit of beef right here, possibly, Holden McGill. But yes. I mean, Holden. You pretty much. We'll go ahead. We're looking at the points. You won Stage 1. You won Stage 2. Odds are you're locked to the Elite 10. Is it basically at this point just send it and pray at this point from where that you're going to be at?
I mean, pretty much. I could care less about the points at this point. I just wanted the win.
Obviously, from South Carolina, native, Holden McGill wants to try to get the win here at his home track. Holden, appreciate your time, buddy, and good luck.
Thanks, bud. We'll catch you later.
And of course, just to let everybody know, if he gets the win, he gets the padlock next to his name to join those other two drivers that we have this evening that are already through there. Well, MDW and T. Bruce. Well, they won't get a padlock. They're through because of the fast 14, the first 14. So, if he does get the lock, he'll get the lock for the Elite 10. He'll be the first of the drivers in the Elite 10 to get the lock to Jacob. So, that just means that, you've got a couple of weeks of stress-free over Christmas. Oh, spin early.
Scruggs! Scruggs gets tagged in the tailgate, gets spun around, and that will bring out another caution here at Darlington. McGill may end up being in a pretty good spot. He'll be ahead of all those guys that was in front of him right there. He had to take the wave around because, like I said, that caution happened, folks, right there smack dab in the middle of green flag pit stops, and there was only about 2 or 3 of them that was out there on the racetrack and elected not to go yet. Check this out right here. Justin White, Dustin Scruggs, there's Blanchard, everybody kind of getting tagged in the tailgate right here.
Oh, it's
big
just bump
stack
off.
up. White stacks up. Pater stacked up with White. He stacked up with Scruggs. Blanchard gets into Scruggs, spins him around. It's one of those things, Dean, where you know you go and then you stop, and then you go and then you stop, and then you go and you stop, and it's just one of them things. I've been on the receiving end of it numerous times, trying to get ready for a restart. So I hate to see that for Mr. Dustin Scruggs.
It's a pinball, Jacob, but I did sell that pinball machine as well too. My brother's pinball machine was sold. The Go-Kart picked it up, but that's what it is. It's a rebound effect. So everybody's trying to go, no, go. We've all done it before, haven't we? Just saying it as well too. When you're doing something, you go, pull it, no, pull now, and then you're all just out of sync, and that's exactly what happened at restart. Everybody's just out of sync. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure race control will deem about whose particular fault it will be on that one, but there it is. Just go when it's supposed to go, I guess. But they will go. I'll tell you one thing, Jacob. They will go down the pit road, and we'll also have a chance to go side by side to thank our Starbase Comics. Because you get 1552 if you like your Star Wars and your action figures and all the goodies that you can get there on Starbase 1552 Comics, Jacob.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a big fan of the dark side with Darth Vader, Darth Maul, or Anakin Skywalker, or you're a fan of the light side, with the dark side of the light side, with the Republic and all that good stuff, with Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, or even Anakin Skywalker, believe it or not, because I mean he was one of those that flip-flopped. Dean, I don't know if you watch Star Wars or not,
With the
but
dark
not only that,
of the Force.
yes. Absolutely, and not even that, not only that, but even, anything to do with comics, even Marvel, DC Comics, all that good stuff. Like I've talked about before, I'm a big Batman fan, so I'm 100% behind Starbase 1552 Comics. So great sponsor here with Nazareth. Get all your comic book needs. Go check them out, Starbase 1552 Comics. Jordan Jurassic. Number 6, West Texas. Look like peppers right there on the front of the truck. Had the Christmas lights in the background. And Dean, we're getting ready for a restart right here because this is going to get interesting right here. You got Tiny Horse up here at the front. You got Bray LaBeouf. He's going to be on the inside. Tiny Horse elects to take the outside. LaBeouf on the inside. Blanchard up here. One of those guys below that cut line. He's got him some good stage points, 1 and 2. He's up here at the front. He's got a shot to go ahead and leapfrog possibly Stephen Gregory, who's sitting back there 15th, 1 lap down. So Blanchard's got a good shot to try to leapfrog him and get himself into the playoffs. This is going to get interesting. And McGill has now been able to get around all those lap cars after taking that wave around. He's got a shot to get up here and get him some as well. 7th caution is over with, and there you see it right there on the left side. Crank it up. We're going to stay silent for 2 laps. Green flag in the air. Crank up them speakers. Hearing it out on a Friday night here at Darlington. I'm going to turn him down. I'm going to have to cut in. 3 wide for the lead. Johnson, Tiny Horse, got sideways. Blanchard's going to take the lead on the outside, going 3 wide off of 4. Johnson got loose, come down, door bangs with LaBeouf. Blanchard shoots around on the outside. McGill is absolutely boxed in. Blanchard to the lead here at Darlington.
Woo, they're giving us a bit of a treat there, Jacob. Wow, we didn't need to crank it up. They cranked it up, and they cranked it up 3 wide. Driving like there's 10 laps to go on this race. We still have 27, gentlemen, but whoa, of course. Lots of points up for grabs for lots of these drivers. Chris Blanchard, wouldn't it be fantastic? He's just set the fastest lap too. He's gone. Bye-bye. He might be telling everybody else behind him here for a race victory. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
It would be awesome to see Blanchard, one of those guys outside looking in, trying to get in, but he's got to be careful. Don't burn your tires up. Johnson, Wood, MDW, Tiny Horse and Wood trying to go at it for second. LaBeouf's going to slide up the racetrack. McGill's going to take a shot to the inside. Jeff Merck trying to see if he can roll up here, figure out which lane's going to go where. Blanchard trying to check out. LaBeouf goes way up the racetrack. Merck, he'll shoot right by him. Now the animal Keith Bradley trying to get up here inside that top 6 as well. But watch out for all this right here. It's going to all be about really Dane right here. Whether or not Blanchard gets up here and burns them tires up trying to get away or what have you. It's all going to be about who saves what they can right here for this run right here. If it should go green right here for 24 to go.
Well, most everybody went down lap 11, 15, 12, 112, 115. Yeah, so they're all good to go. They've all got the boots made for walking and talking. Well, they're going to be talking and walking their way to the checkered flag there at Barney. Right, here comes the Tiny Horse. He's right on the back there of Chris Blanchard. And remember, Ryan Johnson, Stu, is also one of those drivers there that isn't really 100% secured there on the points. So he won't just be happy to say, Chris Blanchard, you go ahead and win it, my friend, because I've already got a padlock next to my name already. No, Ryan Johnson needs a race win. Just as much as MDW was a little bit more safer than him. Holden McGill's a little bit more safer. But then they've got to remember, Jeff Merck, Keith Bradley, Brady LaBeouf and all them are behind them. But let's see how it pans out at the lead, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, Blanchard, he had a pretty good lead, and that lead has straight up shrunk down to 1/10 of a second. You see right there behind Chris Blanchard riding on board with your leader, Tiny Horse, right behind him. It would not too far back, I should say, from Tiny Horse. McGill back there sitting in the 4th spot, maybe trying to save a little bit and see if he can shoot up here, get around him, and get him a win at his home track. Here they're saying that's all he's worried about. He talked about it right there with that mid-race interview, Dane. That's all he's worried about is trying to win here at his home track. Jeff Merck riding right behind Holden McGill, sitting in the 5th spot. Brady LaBeouf sitting in 6th. Give you kind of a rundown right here. LaBeouf sitting in 6th. Keith Bradley sitting in 7th right now, the animal. Keith Hades sitting in 8th right now for 26. That's a pretty good run right there for the pink animal of Goat Locker that we talk about all the time, Dean. And then Joshua Rodriguez, Matthew Montgomery, Tiny Horse trying to look to the inside. Look down there, had a shot, Dean, but Blanchard able to get the run on that outside lane. 13 trucks on the lead lap as of right now. It's getting hot. It may end up getting beefy. Hopefully it doesn't get beefy, but it's getting good here in the neighborhood, here in Darlington, South Carolina.
I think you usually have
Turkey.
turkey. I think you usually have turkey, don't you, for your Christmas, but it might get a little bit beefy out there. The thing is, too, if you do have a quick look at it, we won't actually, because MDW sticking his nose out there. I'm going to get chopped off like plastic surgeon for a Kim Kardashian surgery. It's Ryan Johnson can't afford Chris Blanchard to steal that many points away. Because once again, we kind of went over there and had a look at that one, that Ryan Johnson's not 100% safe on points. And with Chris Blanchard doing a fantastic performance, that's one driver that's going to steal potential points away here. So it's huge here. And Ryan Johnson needs this. And of course, he wants to finish ahead of MDW as well, too. And that little battle between those two gladiators. Here we go! On board MDW there, Jacob.
Tiny Horse down on the inside, riding on board with MDW. Blanchard gets up into the wall. One gets up into comes Holden McGill down to the inside. Tiny Horse had a shot, wasn't able to pull it off, and that may open the door for the South Carolina native of Holden McGill down to the inside, trying to get around Wood. Tiny Horse trying to run down Chris Blanchard, but now that outside lane will prevail, and everybody's back to single file, Dean. So everything got tensed up, everything got fired up there for a little bit. When Johnson had a shot, looked down to the inside, but it closed up big time. Now, Tiny Horse starting to come back to Wood right here. All four, now 5 drivers up here. Jeff Merck entering this conversation as well. Top 5 is looking absolutely heated right now as Tiny Horse trying to get him a run and get him a shot the inside of Chris Blanchard.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I think Ryan Johnson knows he wants to deny MDW a win more than anything. He knows he wants to get ahead of Chris Blanchard, no doubt, but I think he's more fearing MDW than he is Chris Blanchard at this point. And so he's just waiting and biding his time to get past Chris Blanchard. And every single time he does that, he makes a tiny little mistake. MDW's ready to pounce. I'll tell you what, Holden McGill will pounce on everybody here. If they're all mistaken, I'll look out for the number 12 too.
See what happens right here with McGill riding right now comfortably in the 4th position, right behind Wood. Tidy Horse literally almost shoving Blanchard going into turn number 1. Coming off of turn number 2. He's going to try to see if he can get him a run. Try to dive it down to the inside. He thinks different. He's just going to try to pull some kind of intimidator stuff like I was talking about a while ago, Dean. Remember, Tiny Horse runs a somewhat throwback Dale Earnhardt scheme in the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series on Tuesdays, throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt's Coca-Cola scheme, which was the number 3 with the Tasmanian Devil on the front of it. The only difference is he's got a horse on the front of it, nicknamed Tiny Horse. So, I mean, he's got that intimidator mentality, honestly, with Tiny Horse. Really trying to intimidate Blanchard right here. Blanchard's got to hold on coming this time. Unlucky 13. Hopefully it's lucky for somebody here this evening. 13 to go. Blanchard, Johnson, Wood, McGill, and Merck. That's your top 5.
And there you have it. Of course, I did know about the Tassie Devil there. As I mentioned, you wouldn't want to be cuddling a Tassie Devil down there in Tasmania if you can still find them in Australia. But at the moment, Chris Blanchard just needs to find 13 laps ahead of Ryan Johnson to win this race here for the Pultz Poppers 200 here at the C.O.P.S Cosenza Police Survivors. And he would be absolutely stoked if he could do that, because it'll get his name definitely, I'd say, out of that red and into the white there, Jacob.
He's got a pretty good shot, but I'm telling you, he's got to hold on. He's got to hold off one of the best that Nazareth has to offer right now, that being the Tidy Horse in the number 38 of Ryan Johnson. Here comes Johnson, gets a little run. Will he have enough? Nope, stalled out, coming off a 2. Coming around this time, 11 to go. Literally, both of these guys putting on a clinic here tonight at Darlington. Coming off turn 4, 11 laps to go. Wood right behind them. McGill now in the battle for the 3rd spot. But we keep our eyes on all 4 of them. 2 great battles going on with 4 of the best that Nazareth has to offer. Are you not entertained? The Nazareth 360 Racing Network fans, iRacing, you gotta be entertained as Tiny Horse gets him a run. He's going for the lead, Dean.
He just got it. He just get past Chris Blanchard. Chris Blanchard said, I've had enough. I've had enough. It's been very, very stressful. I've been trying to keep the old Tiny Horse behind me, and he certainly has. Johnson into the lead. I don't know why the graphics somehow said he's not in the mix at the moment, because he is in the mix, but there it is. Ryan Johnson in the lead of this race from Chris Blanchard now. Has to give it everything to keep ahead of MDW, but more than anything, it's about Holden McGill says, I'm going to steal that P3 away from you, MDW. Get on with it. 10 to go.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can get Wood to maybe ease up out of the way. Wood, he ain't got nothing to worry about. He's already locked in, and maybe Wood might have hurt us right there. As here we go, McGill trying to look down to the inside, trying to get a nose down there. But Wood is going to be able to jump out and try to get going right here. One guy that is getting going right now is Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, out to a half a second. And Dean, that lead is growing right now between Tiny Horse and Blanchard. He's trying to find him a hole, trying to find him a run. He was able to work out for old Tiny Horse. He is trying to check out. There goes Tiny Horse. There goes Blanchard. There goes the rest of the field. Blanchard has got to find something right here, because Tiny Horse just got 2/10 on him right there with 8 laps to go. As McGill trying to look down to the inside right here with MDW.
Ooh, getting really close at the moment, isn't it? Holding McGill and MDW, and there's a little bit of a take slap in the fence. Got to remember there, make a mistake there. Merck will steal it. Merck will steal it. Anything at the moment. He's lurking in the background, says, remember me? I wasn't in it right on lap 1, 2, or 3 there because of the early incident. We had dogbagging and we got beef there, Jacob. We have beef. 7 to go. We have a caution on the speedway, and look at the reaction from Merck.
Merck gets in to Holden McGill, turns him around. Coming off of turn number 4. Caution is out. Dean, that has changed absolutely everything here in this race. Indeed, I've got a feeling we got beef right here at Darlington. I've got a very good feeling of that. You see Merck trying to keep it down. He's trying to get it to turn. McGill's got nowhere to go. He's all the way up against the wall. There was contact between Merck and McGill. McGill goes around, the South Carolina native, trying to win at his home track, loves this place, had it in the bag until Painter spun coming off of pit road. Watch it again. If we can, right on board with one of them, possibly Merck. If we can, I tell you what, that'll work right there. Great camera angle. We'll be able to see kind of what happens right here. McGill gets this run on the outside. Watch Merck. Merck going to shoot up. Yeah, well, I mean, McGill's got nowhere else to go. I mean, literally, look, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between him and the wall right there. So there was contact between him and Merck. And, yeah, there's beef. Yeah, there's absolutely beef right now. I'm sure they're calling each other out right now in the chat.
What's interesting as well, too, we have drivers coming down to pit lane here. So Ryan Johnson stayed out, Brady LaBeouf stayed out, Dustin Strug stayed out, but everybody else looks to me that they've come down at the moment. And these are big players, remember. So Chris Blanchard here, MDW, Matthew, Keith Bradley, Jeff Merck, Josh Rodriguez, Brandon Broadfoot, Holden McGill, and they're all there. You can see them all in pit lane, all getting full freshies, and no doubt splash and dash. How's this going to pan out there for Ryan Johnson, Brady LaBeouf, and Dustin Scruggs? They've stayed out. Are they going to have enough to get the job done? And as Chris Blanchard, essentially, if he get off pit lane, yes, he will. Has he potentially thrown away a race win here as well? Let's see. 5 to go. This is interesting. Chris Blanchard can get out ahead of the rest of this field here. He will. He'll have the freshest boots in all of Darlington. I mean, they'll be freshly signed by the Lady Black herself. So Chris T here, Chris Blanchard. Here's some full fresh boots. Go on and win the race.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you my opinion after we take this commercial break. No, just kidding. Just kidding, Dean. I had to try to throw you off. I don't even know if you can cut it off or not. Hopefully you can. But yeah, I had to throw you off because everybody's intrigued right now. Everybody wants to see how this sucker's going to end right here. Looking right now to see if the pace lights is out. Yes, they are out. I'll give you my honest opinion right now. This is just me, and, we'll see how this ends up working out. Now, Blanchard was one of them that went down. He got 4 fresh tires. All right, obviously, Scruggs right there is going to be to his inside. I think they're in the catbird seat. Honestly, Dean. I mean, if they went down, they got 4 fresh tires right here. I think they're in the catbird seat right here. The leader, in my opinion, in these kinds of situations right here, with 4 to go at a track where you can burn your tires up right here, they're at a disadvantage because they can't see, they can't judge what everybody else in the field does. So that's one of those bad deals, I guess you could say. It's a bad beat, really. With Ryan Johnson and Brady LaBeouf, I mean, LaBeouf's got a little bit of a shot. He can kind of see where Tiny Horse goes. But at the same time, both of them up there at the front, they just kind of got to be based off of what each other does. Everybody else on back, they got a better shot trying to figure out where to go. Here's the only problem. It's hard to pass here. And we're going to see maybe some chaos right here, Dean. See how this works out. Green flag in the air. 3 to go. 3 to go. 3 to go right here. Going into turn number 1. Johnson. Blanchard trying to get around LaBeouf. Johnson, Tiny Horse trying to get away.
Caution.
But caution is out once again. Big pop. Matthew Montgomery in the 96 goes around, Dean.
Oh, cautious precautions by Matt Cherry, Stephen Gregory, Justin White, Keith Bradley. There's quite a lot of drivers that are involved there. We know Justin White. We got the camera too. We don't want to see you disappointed there, Justin White. I kind of pretended that you were in a wreck early, but you weren't, mate. So sorry about that.
Oh, man.
Well, we just had Jacob. He's going to be looking back on his pictures. We'll go back and look on our pictures so Jacob can see. When Jacob goes, oh, man, we know it's a big one, isn't it, Jacob? Who should I look at here?
Yeah, there's a possibility we may have some beef right here. Honestly, I mean, we may be getting beefy, and I may have to throw out another episode, honestly, for the Tour Banging download right here, Dean. Check out, it's back there with Keith Bradley.
Yeah.
It's back there with Keith Bradley. Honestly, as Keith Bradley gets turned, and he gets turned by Jeff Merck.
Oh.
We're actually hearing from an inside deal right here. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is, and there is beef between both of those guys, so maybe they're taking out some frustrations right here. at Darlington. We're also hearing from one of our great producers as well with the NASRA 360 Racing Network, which is Cody Knott. I believe is driving the 26. Wants us to go on board. I
Yes,
just
sir.
caught this right here in our chat room. Cody Knott, a great producer with NASRA and the NASRA 360 Racing Network, wants us to go on board with Cody Knott right here through all of this right here. So
sir.
apparently he wants a little highlight reel, possibly.
All right,
So
here
we'll
we
see
go.
what Cody Knott went through and wants to go on his on board. So here we go
Hold your
on
breath.
board. Let's see what happens. And Dean, I haven't seen this yet.
No, we
I haven't
haven't
went back this far and seen it. So let's see what happens with Cody
Cody
Knott.
get through?
Chaos
Can Cody get
happens. Smoke down to the inside.
He gets
Cody
through.
Knott. How about you, big dog?
Yeah,
And just whoa, there was another one. Dean, you went away too
I
fast.
thought, yeah, sorry, Cody. I thought you'd survived after that, but then again, you got set 10 lives here. Was that 1, 2, 3 that went through? So Cody's lifted. 4,
I won.
5,
6, 7, hell,
8.
hold them. The whole
Wow.
number train, I guess you could say right there. Cody Knott. How about you? Even if one lap down right there, that will make a highlight reel for sure. But
He didn't want us to
Dean,
take
we
away
gotta
the
go.
attention for this one, my friend, as well, too. Because this is
yes,
it.
I mean, it sure
Keep an eye on
does. I mean, you
this.
see it right there.
Oh,
Merck,
I
yeah,
know.
Merck sends it right
Yeah.
here. Well, there's beef between both of those guys.
Yeah, but
Dean.
I don't know. I mean, look at the. It's just, I mean, once again, we don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on, but here he is. He's gassing it. It's
Devil's advocate.
Oh, but there was a
You're
bit
good.
of bumping and jumping and grinding and rubbing and all sorts of stuff going on there as well too. They actually,
I still think there
Jeff
might
Note
have
got
been
the
beef.
best out of
but-
that too. Look at that. So
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I think he's probably going to get an earful probably here at the end of this race. But that's just my opinion. I'm a broadcaster. I've got to, I got to state my opinion, Dean. I mean,
Yeah,
but the bad part is, guess who starts right behind him? It's the animal Keith Bradley. So we'll see. But there's a good possibility this might not be what a tip and green white checkered. Real quick for you folks, real quick, as they're coming off 3 and 4. If they make it back to the white flag, we got an official race. If they wreck again, we'll rack them, we'll re-rack them, restack them, and we'll do it again. We'll see what happens with old Tiny Horse up here at the front. He's going to try to get away. LaBeouf, Scruggs, misses again. They're going to
Big
spin
wreck.
behind the big one. Big one going into turn 1. Caution out again, Dean.
and Merck involved again too. Unfortunately, Brandon Broadfoot is involved. That one, Devin Painter. Where did that happen? Keith as well too. Well, Keith there for the 87 machine. He's not having the luckiest of day here. Justin White there it is there, Jacob. So once again, Pultz Poppers is definitely in demand here at the moment here for the Pultz Poppers race. Did they foresee that we're going to have a little bit of a wreck fest late this race?
I had a feeling, but
You
that's
did,
just
Jacob.
my
Here we go. So
opinion.
let's
But
check
I
up
mean,
here,
you
check
see
up here,
right there,
check up.
it's Dustin Scruggs up there on the top side. I think he actually might have missed a shift up there on that top side, which is it's normal to miss a shift. And it looks like, yes, I'm looking at his telemetry and everything. He missed a shift by a mile. Keith Haney, nowhere to go. And that's one of those bad parts when you have somebody miss a shift. Check out Scruggs right here. Just watch just how quick it is right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's not, bam. He misses a shift right there. That's not tire spin, folks. That's just missing a shift right there. Hold back in. Whole tailgate that you see right there live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Whole tailgate is straight up caved in right there with him. And check out Broadfoot right here riding on board. Brandon Broadfoot, 22. Haiti, Merck, all of them getting kind of collected right here. And what you think, Dean? Because there was a lot of chaos happening right there.
Yeah, it's a checkup. There's not too much you can do about that one because everybody wants to get on the loud pedal as loud as possible, of course, because it's the final couple of laps remaining in the race. And I don't know, that one was separate, different. That's the one that you said, yeah, exactly. So Keith had nowhere to go. He'll get into a turn. A few other drivers will get into a bit of that wreck there. But I've always said this, Jacob, and I've said this a million zillion times now on the NASRA Racing Network. If you don't want to be involved in a wreck, start from the front of the field.
Well, I tell you what, while we have an opportunity, we need to go right on board with the South Carolina native of Holden McGill, if possible, Dean. That way
sir.
we can, because, buddy, I'm going to tell you right now, This is a hell of a save right here by this number 12. He does a fantastic job. Yes, he gets involved a little bit. Check this out. McGill, watch this stack up. Everybody stacks up on the inside lane. And once he sees it, bam, he shoots hard to the left. Rodriguez there's Painter, but hold on, look at this, sideways. Gets up into Bradley. Good thing for the animal, Keith Bradley. Bradley was there. Kind of saved him. So if Keith Bradley was not there, odds are Miguel goes around right there because of that transition from the apron to the racetrack and just how steep that transition is, Dean. It could easily make the truck just spin right around. So, I mean, I'm seeing out here in a live chat. I mean, we got a lot of people chiming in right here. I mean, some stuff that I can't say. One of them that is Jordan Jurassic wants to get on the podcast. Absolutely, buddy. We'll get you on the show. It'll be about 2025. We'll see what happens right here. And, wow, there's a lot of beef out there in that chat right now. And we'll keep it clean. And if you want to know what we're getting at, just y'all go out there and just check it out. Because
look at Justin's camera.
I love it.
Justin White was throwing his camera around too. Couldn't nail it for a second. I just wanted to get some problems there, but he's back into it. Ryan Johnson leading from Brady LaBeouf, the boss man. He can get a win here at the moment. And MDW, Chris Blanchard's in P4 now. What can Chris do? Give himself a race win as well.
We'll see what happens right here. Green-white checkered attempt. Number 2. Tiny Horse tries to get away. LaBeouf down on the inside. Wood trying to get away. Blanchard kind of in a bit of a box, I guess you could say. LaBeouf trying to find a way. Battle for the lead. Tiny Horse up top. Wood on the bottom. Both of them slugging it out. Here to Darlington. Wood's going to get the run. He's going to shoot down to the inside. Wood, MDW at the line. We will have an official race. Now, Tiny Horse, he's got to muster something up, Dean. He's got to try to find something. If he can't find nothing, Wood has got this sucker in the bag. He's going to go 2 for 2 here with the Nazra C.O.P.S Truck Series. Here we go. Wood down in the turn 3. Blanchard trying to make a run at Tiny Horse, but up front, it is all MDW. Smile on his face, hand in the air. Wood gets it done. They door bang for second. Blanchard's not going to get Tiny Horse, but MDW gets the win here tonight as Tiny Horse and Blanchard giving a little bit of a love tap door bang right behind them. MDW with the stockings and everything. Christmas comes home early for the West Virginia native of MDW. He wins here tonight at Darlington.
I was getting a little bit of push and a shove there from a lot of the teammates and friends there and said, good job there, MDW. You came through at the right place at the right time, and you got the job done. You did beat the Tiny Horse. Towards this comes all down to that last couple of laps, doesn't it? I knew that there was going to be something brewing between those two. Chris Blanchard, fantastic for him coming in their P3 position. That'll be solid. And the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, just missed out on that podium, having a quick chin wagging with us. But we certainly will get that one. Keith Bradley, well, out of that little battle with the beef there of Jeff Merck, I'd say he is the one that's going to come off better on that one. Holden McGill, a little disappointing, as you mentioned. He looked to win this one on his home track there, but he'll end up finishing in P6.
There you see MDW basically dirt tracking it, literally, and that is his style right there, D. That's what he loves to do when he does his burnouts, the dirt tracking all the way around the track. He done the same thing last week when we went to the Chicago Street Course, dirt tracking all the way around the Chicago Street Course. So that is his thing, and that is something that I've got a feeling. I talked about this before. Okay, Dean, I talked about this before, is that this kid's young. Mm-hmm. This kid's very, very young. Very young. He has so many years. If he sticks around with Nazareth, and hopefully he does, this kid right here is going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. It'll be interesting to see what he does in other series with Nazareth. We'll see how all that ends up working out. MDW's already, he's in the waiting room. He's wanting to go ahead and get it going right here. But first, we got to go through the results. As you see, Matthew David Wood, MDW, Permission 1 Esports, number 21 entry, gets it done here tonight. Ryan Johnson, Tiny Horse, comes home second. Chris Blanchard, one of those guys below the cut line, Dean. Looks like he may end up making it to the Elite 10, and we know how Chris Blanchard is on super speedways. Guess what's in the Elite 10 round? Yes, right smack dab in the middle of it, Talladega. So I would be watching out for Chris Blanchard. He could be making a run for that for the championship 6. We talked to him in Atlanta. He was talking about 9 in season 9. May get interested. We'll see how that ends up working out. Bray LaBeouf will end up finishing 4th with the animal. Keith Bradley finishing in the top 5. Holden McGill, Dustin Scruggs, Keith Haney, Cody Knott, Matthew Montgomery, who's way below the cut line, needed a win here tonight. Looks like he will be the first driver mathematically knocked out and will not make the Elite 10. Brian Chu, Raul Meza, Brandon Broadfoot, they are the drivers that finished on the lead lap. Matter of fact, Meza finished on the lead lap. Rest of them 1 lap down or more. Brandon Broadfoot, Justin White, Devin Painter, Shane Trotter, Matt Cherry, Stephen Thomas. That's the top 18. Jeff Merck finishes 19th after starting 4th. There was a lot of love, I guess you could say, out there in the live chat for old Merck, but he ends up finishing 19th here this evening. Joshua Rodriguez, 5 laps down, will finish in the 20th spot. Stephen Gregory, the man that was right there on that cut line coming into the night, he's going to finish 8 laps down at 21st. We'll see how all that works out as far as the points goes to see if he makes it to the Elite 10. Jordan Jurassic, Tristan Bruce, 22nd, 23rd. Isaac Bevan, Kyle Hess, 24th, 25th. Dane Hagan, Brandon Schumann, Ed Osborne, Adam Newton, Joshua Sust. The 30 drivers here this evening. TJ Moore was your race director. Folks, take a quick commercial break. Round up them podium finishers. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Darlington Raceway, Darlington, South Carolina. The track too tough to tame. The Lady in Black, however you want to look at it, Pultz Poppers 200 is officially ended. Depending, might be some protests going on out there. We'll figure all that out later on. We got the race winner. We got MDW in the house. Had the crowd cheering and all that cool stuff when he jumped in here. Wood, buddy, 2 weeks. I mean, literally. I mean, I hate to bring it up. I know you want to put it in the back burner, and we will after this. But after what happened at Richmond, you had a shot. You was going to win that one, and then basically back-to-back wins, a statement for 2 weeks in a row, could be 3 weeks in a row. Buddy, I'm telling you, honestly, you look like you're in championship form after this evening. Congratulations on the win. Tell us about your race.
And I didn't expect this at all. Last year at Darlington, smacked the wall at 2, broke the right front, and ended up 14th. And never particularly been the best at this track, but I was up there, top 5, top 3. I didn't have any time to practice before this, so I wasn't enjoying it much. But Holden had a great race going and came down to pits, and as soon as I came out, boom, caution. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But yeah, I looked in my mirror and I saw Holden just get murked. So, I don't know.
Damn.
That's what the first thing I heard was he got murked. But I should have let him by sooner, in my opinion. I've been in that situation before where I'm leading, or I have a good lead or a good chance to win, dominate the race, and then a caution comes out and I lose it. And I should have let him by, but looking ahead of me, I was like, man, those 2 leaders are going at it. I don't want to let him by. If they wreck each other, I'm going to be in the lead. But they didn't. And then caution came out. Ryan stays out. Like 12 cautions later, I'm second row, and yeah, I just went balls to the wall from there. I mean, I couldn't. That was stressful, shaking all over. But yeah, hopefully, next week I've got to do good at Darlington because it isn't Stega. I'm notorious for getting wrecked out at super speedways. Then I don't know how Nashville's going to go. I don't like that place. So my only goal is just to hopefully get 3 in a row, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Well, actually, next week will be Dover, and then we go to Talladega.
Dover.
Unless they, tried to throw a curveball at us as far as the schedule goes and everything else.
It's Dover. I completely had a brain fart there.
Oh, we've all been there. Trust me, we've all been there. But I'm just being honest with you. But anyway, I mean, and I can't remember. I think that there is a rule where you got to start at the back. Where you got to start at the back. If you win 2 in a row, you get an EOL penalty. Real quick, MDW, that rule still exists, right?
I have no idea.
But I mean, if that rule does exist, which I believe it does, because I've heard about it numerous times. So you basically just killed the next question I was going to ask you, because I was fixing to say, well, was you thinking about that rule, trying to get around Johnson? That way it wouldn't screw you up next week, but you don't know where I'm going with this. So I'll tell you what, how are we feeling about Dover, whether or not you start up front or start in the back?
I feel good about Dover. From the races I've ran there, I'm pretty decent. It's one of my better tracks. So hopefully I can use some of the racecraft I've learned from endurance racing to go through. Speaking of endurance racing, I bought a 1/12 scale Cadillac diecast from LMP1. Lights up.
Oh,
the light up buttons on the other one.
I like that. They got the new Ferraris too, as well.
Oh wow!
That's what I'm running in the Daytona 24.
Oh, good on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say real quick, and we'll get into the sponsors. Dude, I am jealous of your collection of cars. If you saw my collection, well, most of mine's signed, and I don't have them out for anybody to see because we got nephews and they like to come over here and, ooh, what's that and everything. I'm not getting into all that, but I don't want to get stuff tore up, with signed, autographed diecast cars. But MDW gets it done here tonight at Darlington. Matthew David Wood, congratulations on the win, buddy. Go ahead and thank your sponsors and these shout-outs.
Yeah, just thank the drivers today. It was really good racing. Lap cars and everything, letting people buy. And being up front was nice. Racing with Blanchard there forever. Good racing with him. Jonathan Gaston, he lives in West Virginia with me. He made this scheme a long time ago. This is the second, technically first scheme I ever ran, but I had a scheme before it in trucks. So this is... I call it the first true paint scheme I ever ran. It's a Dale Earnhardt chrome car throwback. So awesome to have that. Brady for having me on the team. Thank the Lord for what he's done for me. Like always, and thank you guys for what you do. And thank my grandpa too. I know he's watching. I don't know if some others are, but Steve's watching too. So thank you all. Love you all.
Well, I bet you right now, Grandpa is dancing with 2 in a row for MDW. He gets it done here tonight in Darlington. Buddy, congratulations on the win. We'll see you at Dover. And if we don't talk to you before then, have a very, very Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Dean had to throw in the Santa Claus. All right, let's go ahead and let's go to the second place finisher. We got Tiny Horse in the house. Ryan Johnson, buddy. Second, it sucks. I know it's got to suck. I mean, you had a shot. You was up there probably looking like you was going to be able to pull it off. But what more could you have done right there to try to hold off MDW?
I could have been a jerk and just tried to block the crap out of him, but you don't get nowhere doing that. Yeah, he got underneath me going into 3, and it's a matter of pitch strategy. I took a chance, stayed out. I mean, it got a second, so I think we got enough points to transfer the next round. So that's cool. That's all we were really looking for tonight. I didn't think I had a chance to win anyway. Holden was just so fast, and I kept catching lap cars at horrible times throughout most of the race. But it was a really good race for 3/4, 7/8 of it, and then people lost their minds. I don't know. We shouldn't have even had to have all those green-white checkers, but I mean, it's all right. We're moving on and looking forward to next week at least. I mean, it's fun racing MDW. He's a good, hard, clean racer. But I don't want to finish second to him anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, there's no beef there, Dean. That was nice.
Yeah,
but that was nice. Yeah. That was nice. No beef, no shots at him or anything like that. But I will ask you this, Ryan, because I mean, y'all went on a wild green flag run, and you had the old deal with Devin Painter's spins coming off of pit road and everything else. It did. I mean, is that kind of what led to all the chaos and everything, or what really, because you were talking about all these green-white checkers, we shouldn't have been in that situation. I mean, was it the Devin Painter deal that kind of really started all of it, or was there just something else after Painter spun that really spiced, I guess you could say, everything up right here at the end of the race?
And it probably was. If that was the caution that ended that really long green flag run we had, most likely. I think people just get excited and they're like, oh, here's my chance. I wasn't going to win before, but now I got a chance. And I mean, it bunches everybody back up and people go and get new tires. And then, it's off to the races in a sense. And I don't know. I just wish people had more patience is all. And were a little smarter about some of the moves that they make. It's just me. I mean, I like good long green flag runs. I think the cream rises to the top more so than if you have a caution filled race, which we didn't. It was a great race for majority of the night, but yeah, I think people just get their hopes up and hoping that this is their chance, this is their time, and I get it. It's part of racing, though. What are you really going to do? I mean, you make decisions. I mean, we didn't pit there. Other people did. If I pit, I'm sure some people would have stayed out, and I just kind of chose track position there and just tried to hold on. But I mean, overall, it was a pretty good night and pretty good race. We had good points, and just looking forward to, the next round. Hopefully we can keep up the momentum here.
And real quick, and I'll kind of put this into a 2-part question, and then obviously you can thank your sponsors after this question right here. Say this race wasn't in the playoffs, because obviously with all the chaos and everything else, say this race wasn't in the playoffs and say it was like a 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th race of the season, and you wasn't racing to try to get into the next round. It wasn't a cutoff race. Would you expect this kind of chaos that you saw here tonight in that particular race? Do you think the playoffs had a lot to do with it? And then after that, go ahead and thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
That's a good point. It's definitely possible. I know me myself personally, I was pretty close to the cut line, so I was just doing everything I could to stay up front for stages and the finish. Uh, 3 races in the season, I think, is a little early. People are still kind of feeling everybody out, getting used to racing around everybody that's going to be racing that whole season. But yeah, I mean, people still make mistakes. I know you said somebody spun off a pit road, and I mean, it happens. We all make mistakes. It's just sometimes you get those races where you settle in and you just kind of cruise. You click off a bunch of laps, and it just goes. And then others, like I said, it bunches everybody up. I wish I had a better answer. I'm not sure. I don't have the answer for that. But
I stumped you.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. I just got to thank Brady and everybody. Oh, I was racing Brady tonight too. I don't think me and him have had a chance to really race side by side. So that was fun. I apologize to him. I think we got net coded pretty good off of 2 that gave Blanchard the lead earlier in the race, which another one. I don't think I usually get to race him side by side. He was fast tonight. But everybody at Nazareth putting the league on. You guys up in the booth for broadcasting. Josh from my paint. Me, myself, and I at Highline Racing. That's left this season. And Blue Line for allowing me to hang out with them on race nights.
Me, myself, and I with Ryan Toddy Horse Johnson comes home second here tonight, buddy. I got a feeling you're probably going to be locked in, but I don't want to give you I don't want to call it 100%, but it looks like as far as everything went tonight, I think you should be good to go. Ryan, appreciate your time. Congratulations on that second place finish. And if we don't talk to you before then, have a very Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Thank you.
That was Toddy Horse comes home second here tonight. Now we'll go to the third place finisher that, quite frankly, started 6th, was up in front, got him a lot of stage points, ends up finishing 3rd here this evening. Below the cut line, Chris, you come home with a podium finish. Do you think he done enough?
I have no idea, but I can tell you that my right leg is still shaking. It's crazy. I did some practice this week. I came into this race, and I knew I needed to have a good race, get some stage points, and I saw that Stephen Gregory and Dustin Shrugs had EOL, so they couldn't qualify. So I needed to get a good qualifying position and stay up front for the first 25 laps to get some stage points, and I was able to do that. I don't get to run with these guys up front most of the time, so luckily they were patient with me and let my nervousness go away a little bit so I could stable out and get into a rhythm. And luckily I had a good race tonight.
And I mean, Chris, we talked to Joshua Sussman, brought him up here in the broadcast booth, and he was talking about how, just how crazy that this race changed. I was looking in the driver chat, and some guys were talking about, getting a little bit of rear end damage, and just a little bit, and it was just making them to where they couldn't even drive the truck. I've known Darlington to be that crazy and that tough, but was it just that much of a damn handful here tonight racing here at Darlington?
It was if you watch a couple of my time coming out of the corner, towards the end of the run, the truck was completely loose. We had one restart where there was 10 of us that got wave around right after we pitted. There was a caution that came out, and I got a 4X because I think it was Dustin Shrugs in front of me, and then Justin White, and I don't know who was in front of them, but we were all single file, and they checked up, so I had nowhere to go. I rear-ended Dustin and gave me a 4X, so that kind of gave me a little bit of damage there and made the truck a little tight, but luckily it wasn't rear-end damage or anything like that. We passed Matthew Cherry at one point in time, and I saw that his right rear taillight was caved right in, and he was just all over the place.
Dean, have you got anything for Chris right here, buddy?
Chris, well, we were kind of like, oh, come on, Chris, it'd be great, fantastic for you to get this race win here, because we know that MBW and Ryan Johnson are most likely going to be definitely deep into the playoffs as well. But it'd be good for you, running it out for you, the Top Guns, of course, and your big sponsor there for the Tuesday night series. Wasn't quite there, mate, but I tell you what, you must feel fantastically, solid there. That was a great run in this track. 3 positions gained, a good qualifying position. Yeah, Blanchard's tow and recovery has Blanchard towed your way right up to the timesheets here, Matt, right up to the podium position. So good on you. I'm proud. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I knew this race was important for me to make it into the next round, so I did some practicing this week, and it paid off. When that caution came out towards the end of it, then we were going to go to the first green white checkered. I had 1 set of tires left, which is very odd. Normally I save them, but normally I have more than 1 set of tires in the pits. Chris Cinnamon always tells me to use my tires up. So when that caution came out, I think I can't remember. I was in the top 5 or something like that, and or 3rd or something. And I looked to see how many cars were on the lead lap, and there was 12 on that at that particular time. So I came in to get my tires, and everybody behind me, but Ryan Johnson, Brady, and I think it was Dustin Scruggs that stayed out. So we came back 4th, and we were able. Brady gave us a hard time on those couple of green white checkers. Gave me a hard time. So I didn't want to wreck anybody. I just wanted to finish. That was my main goal, was to finish the race and have a solid finish to my qualifying effort, my stage points I got, and I was able to do that. So I'm just thankful that everybody raced me clean. I don't know if you guys know this, but at the end of the season I'm stepping away. So if I make it in the next round, it's going to be it's going to be big. I just need to get to Talladega. I get to Talladega, and it's game on.
Game on for the 9 in season 9. Chris Blanchard comes home 3rd here tonight. Chris, appreciate your time, buddy. And if we don't talk to you before then, have a very safe and very Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas, guys. I want to thank Steadfast Outdoors.
Go ahead.
Huck and the C.O.P.S organization, Blanchard's Towing, Brady, you guys. It's top shelf. I'm gonna miss you guys for the next season, but I will definitely be back.
Chris, sorry about that. I want to give you the opportunity to talk about your sponsors and everything else. But, buddy, congratulations on that. Like I said, if we don't see you before then, have you a very, very Merry Christmas, buddy.
All right, you too, guys.
That was Chris Blanchard, comes home 3rd here tonight. And, Dean, wow. A lot of chaos happened here tonight, but it really did happen, and, from what I'm seeing right now, and I don't know for sure if these points are completely updated. They may be, something going on, whatever, in the background or whatever, but we can kind of give you an idea. At least this is what we're seeing. Could be wrong, so don't shoot us if we're wrong, but we got an idea for what we're looking at for the top 10 right here. We don't have a graphic, so this is what we're seeing on SimRacerHub.com. MDW obviously gets the win 2 weeks in a row. He's locked in. He's good. Holden McGill, he's good. He's locked in. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He'll be racing in the Elite 10. Tristan Bruce won at Richmond, so he's going to be good to go, obviously, so he's locked in as well. Keith Haiti, the surprise, really, out of Nazareth, is coming out here. He is 4th in the points, so he will elect to go, or he will be able to make it. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson is going to be able to make it as well. According to what we're seeing, like I said, everything could get updated. We'll see how all that plays out. Stephen Thomas will make it as far as the points go. So Stephen Thomas is going to be able to make it. Yes, Chris Blanchard done what he needed to do, and according to this, Chris Blanchard will make it into the Elite 10. So Talladega looming in 2 weeks. That's going to be a good one. Joshua Rodriguez will end up making it on points as well. Jordan Jurassic, Jordan Jurassic wanting to come on the podcast, MJ2 Racing. He's going to be going to the Elite 10, and the last driver to make it in for the Elite 10 is Matt Cherry, where Mission 1 Esports has a 10-point gap over his teammate Dustin Scruggs. Scruggs, Chew, Gregory, and Montgomery, according to this, will not make it into the Elite 10. Dean,
Matthew
final thoughts.
Matthew finished 10th in that last one, but I don't think it's going to be enough, of course, because it's 44 points down. He needed good results there. Dustin Scruggs was everywhere, wasn't he? Everywhere on the track. Unfortunately, involved in a couple of wrecks and so forth. Giving it, and why not? Giving it everything, just as Chris Blanchard mentioned. You got to give it, you got to risk it for the biscuit, my friend, when it comes down to getting in those playoff brackets. And, well, just not enough there for Dustin Scruggs, but hopefully he'll be joining us for the remaining Elite 12 team and championship. Yes, exactly. And just briefly, of course, before we touch base and let everybody just sit back, relax, and have a cold one, as you'd like to say there, Jacob. You're going to be having a cold Atlanta Christmas, of course, coming up on December the 23rd there. And I think that's pretty much, if you haven't got to your seat planned for that one, you may be $8 short on that, because you would need to get in there pretty quickly, because we've been advertising that for some time, haven't we? And that's got qualifying events to cover and all sorts of things there. Jacob, over to you. We'll wrap it all up.
Absolutely, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, folks. You want to make sure that you check out at Atlanta Christmas on the 225 right there, December 23rd, presented by Nazareth, and obviously be broadcasted on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. If you haven't yet, like Dean said, you're a day late and $1 short trying to get in there with that entry fee. And if you are not able to race, hopefully you will join us 2 days before Christmas as we're gonna race some next gen cars at Atlanta Super Speedway Racing. It's going to be a good one right before Christmas, folks. That's going to do it here for this broadcast. It was a fun race. We had beef. A lot of beef out there. Some of them with certain drivers. Some of them with how certain things just worked out, or something, how it just worked out for some of these guys. It just is what it is. We got to thank each and every one of our sponsors. Main one right now would be Pultz Poppers for sponsoring the Pultz Poppers 200 here tonight at Darlington. Obviously, the Concerns of Police Survivors for their sponsorship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, DSR Electric for the Monday Series, obviously Blanchard's Towing for the Xfinity Series, Premier Racing Setups is a good one, TLC, Starbase Comics 1552, Murph's Magical Creations. The list goes on and on for the sponsors that is a part of this great, great league. Shout out to the drivers for always putting on a great show, the fans for showing up each and every night, and Bray LaBeouf, Cody Knott for everything that they do for the Nazareth 360 Racing Network and Nazareth as a whole. It is absolutely a blast to be a part of this and be on the call on the Friday night series and be able to be one of the lead anchors here with the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. I am absolutely blessed, and it is awesome to call races here with this great organization. For the Australia indeed, Humpton Bengals, I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Say it as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And folks, if we don't see you before then, Dover's Friday, Atlanta's Monday. But before then, if we don't see you before Atlanta, each and every one of you, hold your loved ones tight. Enjoy time with your loved ones. And remember the real reason for the season. Each and every one of you have a very Merry Christmas if we don't see you before Monday. And if we do, get ready. Super Speedway Racing in Atlanta for an Atlanta Christmas 225. You'll see it here live on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Be safe, be kind, be fast, and hold your loved ones tight. We'll see you then, folks.